Sup nerds, welcome to the best time of the year. It is time for Raw Power. This is episode 28 of Powerful Power Metal Podcast.
Is it 28?
It's 28, I counted.
28A.
28A, part A. This is day one, part one of the 4-part spectacular about ProgPower USA. This is the 20th ProgPower USA in Atlanta, Georgia.
Man, that's a lot of episodes. 28.
28, we're getting up there.
Yeah.
We're big boys. That's more than 24.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got your boy Kyle, you got your boy Andrew.
Andrew's here.
And we're joined by our good buddy Ben.
Hey,
That's this guy.
Raw Power alum at this point.
Raw Power alum. Special once-a-year guest. Everyone loves him. So, today, day one, ProgPower. How you guys feeling? It's 1:30 in the morning. Not bad.
1:30 in the morning is actually 11:30. No.
Is it?
It's 10:30.
Math is hard.
It's 10:30 at night.
It's that new math. It's not resonating with you, dude.
See, I'm trying to keep on West Coast time so that I don't get jet lagged.
Strategic.
This is a grand experiment.
Anyway, so we have 4 bands today. 4 bands on day one of ProgPower. Overall impressions, you guys. How do you feel?
I'm feeling good so far.
Feeling good. Ben?
Missed
Ancient Bards. And I know I'm salty about that as well.
no Ancient Bards.
No Ancient Bards.
Theocracy was good.
Theocracy is very good. Good replacement, I think. Were they the replacement? I don't really know. There's so many.
One of the replacements, yeah.
They were a replacement.
While Heaven Wept.
Yeah, we'll start at the beginning here. So we kicked it off with While Heaven Wept. This was the 5th farewell show these guys have ever played. Because they broke up a couple months ago. And then the ProgPower guys are like, oh shit, visas are denied. We need someone to fill in real quick. These guys, in a couple weeks, scrounged together a show. It was insane. The guitarist had his 19-year-old student fill in on rhythm guitar and crushed it. So it's incredible that this opening show came together.
Well, not only that, but the lead guitarist, his neck snapped.
Yeah, his guitar straight up broke.
Yeah.
They had a lot of issues that they dealt with, but they still pulled it off.
His neck snapped and their amp broke, and Fate was just telling them, hey, you're done.
But they still played that damn show.
You guys are fucking done. Stop. But they played anyway.
Played anyway.
Defied Fate.
Denial of Fate. Name that band.
I don't know.
It's Lost Horizon. Anyway.
I don't like Lost Horizon.
Anyway, we're ignoring that false comment. And how'd you guys feel about While Heaven Wept's music? I hadn't listened to them much before this, so we dabbled in the Powerful Townhouse yesterday.
I really like Vast Ocean Lacrimose.
It's a good album.
The studio album. But
I think
While Heaven Wept live is big mood.
Weird way to start a festival.
Big mood.
It was a very moody band.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, it was just very mellow for the most part.
Yeah, it was real.
Was it doomy?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't doomy. They're very classical.
Very atmospheric.
They have a lot of classical influence in them.
They kicked off the show with a really slow song, and they had these lights shimmering in the background, projecting onto the curtain. It was kind of cool, but that was half the show. When you're in there for a power and prog metal festival, it's it's a weird way to start a show. They kicked it up more towards the end, which I appreciated, with more power metal-y tracks. What was weird is that the vocalist, normally a vocalist during an instrumental part will stick around and hype up the crowd. This dude just dipped.
Yeah, it was interesting. And he was singing for less than half of the time.
There's a lot of instrumental.
Most of this band was instrumental.
And a lot of the instrumental stuff was just while the lead guitar would do a little thing.
It's also weird, they would replay the same bit.
Would they?
10 times. But change one note in it. They would change it one note at a time. It was weird.
It's progressive.
It's literally progressive. They would progress the song.
They would progress
one note at a time after playing the same section 10 times.
There you go.
It was kind of weird.
But last minute replacement.
Yeah,
they're a good band.
2 bands.
They were a good band.
They're a very good band. It's just
Iron Mask.
I don't know. It's one of those bands where I'm not big on seeing them live. Yeah. I guess.
Especially at a festival. Can you think about comparing this? I know you probably shouldn't compare, but Ross the Boss kicked it off last year, and they were nuts. So this was a weird, like, follow-up, starting the show kind of deal.
It's just one of those bands that I would just prefer to listen to at home.
For sure. They're more of a studio.
While chilling. I had the same experience with Arsis last year, which is a black metal band.
Very different band.
Yeah, but it's like, I didn't like Arsis live at all. It was fucking all over the place. It was too much for me. But I went home and I listened to Arsis at home, chill with my headphones, in the comfort of my own bedroom with no pants on. Very much enjoyed Arsis.
That's where we're at now.
As one does.
This is raw power, boys. my lads.
Very much enjoyed Arsis when I was at home. So it's the same sort of situation, I think.
Because you didn't have your pants on.
Without pants, yeah.
And you know, I haven't been to an atmospheric black metal concert live yet because emo black bands like don't tour.
Well, because if you're gonna go to a black show, you got to stand there, cross your arms, and just like nod.
No, but it's atmo black though, so it's like
it's the same.
All
thing.
Atmospheric. So I don't think an atmo. It's probably the same thing with atmo black. It's not something I would like to see live, but you know, maybe someone could correct me and say atmo black is actually fucking dope live.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe you're fucking stupid.
I might be.
Yeah, that's fair.
I very probably am.
All right. Anything else for While Heaven Wept? Heaven. It wasn't really weeping, I would say. It was. Heaven was chilling. While Heaven chilled. Got him. So then we totally changed gears for Theocracy.
Oh shit.
Shit. Matt Smith and the boys. Hometown, home field advantage, sort of. Theocracy we've talked about very recently when they headlined Man with Power. They filled in last minute after Ancient Bards and others canceled due to visas. Damn you, governments, motherfuckers. This is why we have
Whoa, who are you?
What? What are you trying to say?
Are you Matt Barlow? Who are you? You Matt Barlow? Fuck you, government?
I'm every fucking metal band, dude. Anyway. Theocracy, everyone's favorite Christian metal band. They're wonderful live. They're wonderful at Man with Power. They're wonderful here.
I think they were better here. No offense to Mad with Power.
Yeah,
But like this is a proper venue, not a bar.
it was a much bigger stage. Matt Smith could run around a lot more.
Oh, it sounded better.
Sound was a bit better.
It was a good performance. I have not really listened to them much, but that was a hell of a performance.
Yeah, very energetic, very high, lots of power. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Lots of crowd whoa-ohing or singing along.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's not a power metal without a good whoa.
Whoa. Fuck.
Whoa, fuck.
Whoa.
Fernando, edit that out.
Whoa.
Cut that out.
I think he's editing this. I gotta upload it tonight or tomorrow. Anyway, they played a couple of cool things at the Theocracy show. So they did Laying the Demon to Rest, which they did not play at Man with Power. That was a banger. It's one of the bangers off Mirrors of Souls. Singular of Souls. There's only one mirror. The mirror is God or something. The second thing that was really special was after Andre Matos sadly passed away, they recorded a cover of Time by Angra, and they played that live today. It was beautiful. Like, they threw it together. I think it was pretty last minute, but they managed to scrounge up and make it work. Matt Smith humbly said he's no Andre, and no one is, but I think it was a worthy tribute, and I was really happy to hear them play that.
I talked to Matt Smith after their set, and he said that it's kind of a last-second addition to their list. They didn't have much time to practice it, and they were very worried that it wouldn't sound good. But it didn't sound bad. It sounded great. It sounded great.
What are you trying to say?
It was great.
Not sound bad.
What I'm getting at is Matt Smith is a real humble dude in my 5-second interaction with him. So
He didn't have the pants today. He did have a sick red leather jacket.
matches the pants.
Matches the pants. It probably got too hot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be wearing leather pants outside
Took
today.
it off about halfway through.
Yeah, no shoes were broken this time. So, good job, Matt, for not breaking your shoe. They close it with I Am. I Am is a wonderful, wonderful song. Really, really, really damn cool. I like how they can just say, we're going to take a 10-minute song that's the same line over and over again, and we're going to close the show out with it. I was saying earlier, Matt Smith, I'm glad he does metal, but he would have also made a hell of a rapper. The way he does those like really quick sessions and like Paper Tiger and I Am.
Yeah.
He does it without skipping a beat during the live performances, and it blows my mind. So, we're lucky to have this boy. Anything else to add about Theocracy? They're very good.
It was, like I said, it was fucking phenomenal. It was...
They were like the most power metal show today.
It was better, I think, than the performance at Mad with Power.
A bit shorter.
Because it was a shorter set, yeah. But they had better... This venue has better sound, and that contributed a lot. Also, I didn't feel like I was intruding on a fucking... like
less Jesus-y
religious thing. Yeah. I didn't see phrase. Any of the stereotypical like Theocracy religious fans. So that was different. It made me feel less
it was the ProgPower boomers.
It made me feel less intrusive, like I was like being somewhere that I shouldn't be. Didn't feel that way this time.
Nice folks. Hopefully we get them on the podcast one day. That'd be fun. Anything else to add about them, or are we moving on? We gotta play it safe. We gotta get into our sanctuary. Oof, man, these transitions.
That's a bad.
That's why I'm so good at my job. Anyway, third band up was Sanctuary. This is an old school USPM band. They played a full album playthrough of an album named, what was it named?
I don't remember.
Refuge.
Look it up. Refuge Denied, I think.
Refuge Denied. Return to Refuge Denied.
Refuge Denied, yeah, they played Refuge Denied in full, and then some other stuff because they had some extra time.
Yeah, it was a really cool show. This was some straight heavy fucking metal, and the singer
traditional, just balls the wall.
Yeah, very very ballsy metal. Like the singer was insane. The pipes on this dude just belting out these crazy high screams like every song.
Sanctuary is a USPM band with heavy falsetto, for those that aren't aware.
Yeah. They're also in the Brutal Legend soundtrack. Picked that up today. As I heard that, I'm like, wait, I've heard this song before. Brutal Legend. Which we talked about a lot during the USPM episode. Anyway, like, Sanctuary, I think, was a bit of a kick in the pants from the previous bands. It was the first band with moshing of the show. Very, very little moshing. There was like 5 people.
I think peak mosh was like 8 people.
Like 8.
But
average was like 3.
It was also like
very polite mosh.
A very long mosh pit for 8 people.
It was
like 15 feet long and like 4 feet wide. It was not ideal.
But it was fun to run around in circles and bump into each other during most of their set. It was supposed to be like our chill set. We chilled, we networked for a little bit, and because that's what you do at ProgPower. You talk to people. It's a very social experience if you choose to make it so. For the people who have never been there, which is probably most people listening to this. Like you go in the big lobby area where you got a bar, you got food, you got like bands walking around. We talked to Sabrina from Seven Kingdoms. We talked to the dudes from Paladin who are playing in a couple days, and I'm really looking forward to that one. And then just meeting new people, meeting people from last year, meeting fans of the podcast of all things. Like number 1 and number 2 fans, Megan and Patrick. Sorry, I've had a bit to drink tonight. Apologies, Patrick. Coming in saying hi. If you're at ProgPower, which I think the people who listen to this and are here probably already know that we're there, but please come and find us. I'm wearing an Anger shirt tomorrow. It's not specific. Lots of people wear Anger shirts there. But have you guys planned out your shirts? You got to plan out the whole trip.
No, I didn't pick yet.
Didn't pick?
Saturday I'm wearing my Demon Bitch shirt.
It's demons and bitches and wizards.
But I don't know what I'm wearing tomorrow or on Friday.
All right. I think I kind of skipped over talking about Sanctuary. I hadn't listened to much Sanctuary before this. I was less familiar with them. We like dabbled in their album this morning, I think.
I recognized a couple of their songs, which was surprising because I don't know anything about Sanctuary other than they're a sweet USPM band.
And they were a very sweet USPM band. Definitely check them out. Listen to Refuge Denied. Check out their vocalist because that dude was fucking nuts. If they play near you, go for it. Were they touring recently?
Yeah, they were just doing the album in full, the Refugees United tour.
Is this the end of it, or are they still doing it?
I don't know.
Well, if the opportunity presents itself, they got the powerful seal of approval.
I think it was just an East Coast tour.
They're in like the Midwest.
Well, it's East-ish.
It's easter than the West Coast.
Yeah.
So it's East Coast. That's how we think about things here.
So, Collins Band, open for him in Cincinnati.
What's that band name?
Saldor?
Colin?
What's the band name?
You're so good with the names of people at ProgPower, but not the bands. Like, Ben here knows fucking
Hellscorched
everyone.
Earth.
Hellscorched Earth. They're pretty good. I've actually listened to them. They're like
Melodeath.
death heavy Melodeath. Yeah.
Killer musicianship.
So then after Sanctuary, we had the headliner, the fourth band. This was Insomnium. Like a proggy Melodeath from Finland?
Finland, yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
Finland. It's usually Finland. I had only dabbled in Insomnium before this, but they put on a really good show. I was very impressed with Insomnium.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to listen to more Insomnium now, especially since they've got that new album coming out, and they just picked up Yanni
I can't pronounce his last name.
something or other from
It starts with an L, I think.
from Strata, right?
From Sonata.
Sonata. Yanni Liimatainen.
Yeah, that.
Of Kane's Offering and Sonata Arctica and Altaria, and now Insomnium
And the Dark Element.
and the Dark Element. He was just recently picked up as their third 6-string guitarist.
Do they have 3 on stage?
They did not live, but they do in the music video for their new song, which means the next album, I assume, is going to have 3 6-string guitars.
A lot of strings.
That's a lot of guitar. Just imagine what you can do a lot with 2 guitars. Just imagine what you can do with 3.
It's crazy. That's
Plus a bassist.
6 is the normal number of strings.
Yeah, I'm just saying 6-string to differentiate between bass.
Okay.
What if you have like a 7-string guitar?
They make 8-string guitars.
They do.
So
But anyway, how'd you guys feel about the performance for Insomnium?
it was great. I was exhausted though. I missed the first bit of it,
We missed the first bit because we were talking to people.
and I went to go get food.
Food's important.
A lot of strobe lights.
Yeah, dude, the strobe
Intense.
lights during the moshing. Fuck
Strobing
my
during
brain.
moshing is hard because like you lose all of your depth perception, and you think you're not gonna hit someone, and someone hits you.
It's like playing a video game at like 10 FPS.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's real fucked
It
up.
was unexpectedly
Except it's
difficult.
real life. And you're running into people.
Yeah, no, it was a great set.
Like,
Great set.
a lot of power, a lot of brutal like blast beats and double kick drums. Yanni was doing some clean vocals on top of the harshness that the bassist dude was doing. There's a much bigger mosh pit for Insomnium. They were encouraging the mosh pit.
Yeah, the big issue that I've noticed this year with moshing at ProgPower is that people don't know how to like line a mosh pit, like the people that aren't participating.
You're supposed to shove them back in.
You're supposed to shove people back into the pit so that it keeps moving and they don't like spill over into the rest of the audience. But especially for Insomnium, the entire left-hand side of the pit, there was just no one there, like keeping people in. And the pit like went right up against the stairs and the railing for the fucking like seating area. And people were getting angry that like people were spilling out of the pit into people standing near the stairs. And all of this would have been resolved and the pit would have gone so much more swimmingly if there had just been people lining the pit like they should have been, shoving people back in. You got to keep the pit contained. Otherwise the chaos like becomes chaos
And then-
instead of controlled chaos.
And then people get mad at you for running into them.
That's my lesson to you, ProgPower boomers that aren't listening. You need to contain the chaos.
Boomers
Otherwise,
they don't listen to podcasts.
Pit etiquette.
you gotta listen to pit etiquette. You gotta contain the chaos. Otherwise, no one's gonna have a good time except for the people in the pit until they fall over.
There was a good amount of like synchronized headbanging during Insomnium. It was pretty dope. Excuse you.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's see, what else did Insomnium do? There was, like I said, a lot of moshing. It was some really good metal death. I need to listen to more of them. What if I stayed up all night and didn't sleep and listened to Insomnium. That's like Insomnia.
That's a bad joke. Jesus Christ.
What do you think people listen to this
Jesus
podcast
Christ.
for my shitty jokes.
But yeah, Insomnia was great. Unfortunately, Four Gates, Stella is not here. She is more familiar with Insomnium than we are, so she could give you a better review of it.
She's also weak and couldn't make it.
But she said it was lit. They also announced a tour tonight that hadn't been announced yet.
It's true.
They are touring North America in March and April of 2020, presumably in support of their new album that comes out, I think, this year.
Spring is like usually when people tour the US, spring and fall.
Their album comes out on October 4th, one day before my birthday.
Ooh.
Crazy.
October 5th boy over here.
Yeah. So their album comes out on October 4th, and they'll be touring next spring in support of it. So hopefully we'll get to see all three guitarists on that tour. That'd be pretty sick.
If they can get all those visas.
Insomnium's a big name. I'm sure they'll be fine.
They're headlining. They can say, we literally just did this shit.
Yeah.
Boom, application. So normally on day one of ProgPower, they will have a video announcing the bands for days 1 and 2 of the following year. However, with all the troubles, we'll say, this year, in terms of sales and visas, days 1 and 2 of the fest appear to be in jeopardy of sorts. So they're going to have like an announcement tomorrow in between Galnerius and Evergrey. So after Galnerius, which is the real headline. I'm expecting they're going to knock it down from days 1 and 2 to just a singular day. Maybe they'll have 5 or 6 bands instead of 4. To make it like worth it to get that extra like sneak a day in there, but who knows?
Yeah, make it a 3-day fest, but every day has the same amount of bands, maybe.
That kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Though I think Thursday the curfew is earlier, like for the city, because it's a weeknight. I think the venue has to close earlier.
It'd be weird to start at like 3.
Yeah, we'll see.
On a weekday.
We'll find out tomorrow. After Galnerius. And then,
report here for you.
And then,
Loyals.
Sorry, Evergrey, we're not gonna fucking bother with your set. Sorry to drop that right now. We're just not gonna bother.
We're gonna have a proper review for them. Well, I'm not sure if anyone's planning on sticking around. I don't think anyone is.
We can, not sure anyone is planning on sticking around.
The entire festival, no one's sticking around.
We're gonna go hit up some
It's like Taria last year. Right?
private room Korean
left
karaoke after Galnerius. It'll be dope.
Yeah, we're gonna probably do karaoke tomorrow. Or tonight, whatever day it is. Although, for not selling out, it still seems pretty packed.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you say?
Like, they've got to be close to selling out.
Yeah, that was more people than I was expecting for...
Yeah.
It was more packed than it was for... There were more people at day 1 and 2 this year than last year. Or day 1.
I thought it was going to be fucking dead. I had really low expectations.
I'm just kind of flabbergasted that Galnerius didn't sell out days 1 and 2 by itself.
Yeah.
That's a once in a fucking lifetime North American show. You're not going to see Galnerius in the West.
Ever.
Like, really. I think they've done a couple shows in Europe at one point, but they generally don't play outside of Asia. So this is a once in a lifetime opportunity that all y'all motherfuckers are missing.
All y'all motherfuckers. Support bands. Like, we were talking to Sabrina from Seven Kingdoms today. We were having a whole discussion about supporting bands. Speaking of which, they have a Kickstarter for a new album. You should check that out. They have a single, Water Dance. Is that what it is called?
I think so. It's really good.
It's like an Aria thing.
Like
Aria, you're normies, right?
The Seven Kingdoms new album has like 80s retro Miami Vice vaporwave art.
Had to do it.
And I was like really leery that the music would be like shitty 80s retro wave pandering, but it's not. It's like really good.
It's legit power metal.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They power metalize your ass. They got a shirt. That's what it says on it.
Yeah, it's real good. They do good stuff.
So tomorrow we have... Who do we have tomorrow? Is it like Tomorrow's Eve?
Mayan.
And Mayan. I've not listened to either of those.
I think Tomorrow's Eve is our first prog band.
Are they legit prog?
I'll get back to you on that. Mayan... Tomorrow's Eve has 1,700 likes on Facebook.
That seems very small.
Yeah. And it doesn't say what their genre is.
But kind of death.
On Facebook.
Yeah, but Galnerius, though. That's going to be sick.
Tomorrow's Eve, according to the Metal Archives, is a prog metal band. So that'll be our first prog band. Mine is Epica mixed with black metal.
That could be interesting.
So it's like ultra symphonic black metal. And then we have Galnerius.
Yeah.
Our JPM boys.
JPM boys, the JPM band.
And then we have Evergrey. Who cares?
Poor Evergrey. They're so popular for some reason.
Nathan and Milton announcing the future of Days 1 and 2.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
And Galnerius does have an extended set.
It's an hour and a half, which
it's
I
an
think
hour and
is
a half.
The like typical for like the second to last or last band.
Yeah, it looks like it.
But that will be tomorrow. I'm looking forward to Galnerius. I think mine will be interesting. Tomorrow's Eve, I'll keep my mind open for tomorrow's Eve. Got him.
And then the big thing is I gotta buy that Galnerius shirt tomorrow before they sell out.
Yeah, merch. Merch is a big deal.
I just assume they're gonna sell out. They probably won't, but I'm gonna be waiting in that line to get in at 3 o'clock.
I don't know what people like. I'm out of touch, apparently.
That's the issue.
What do boomers like?
So yeah, I'm gonna hop in that line about 40 minutes earlier than today.
Yeah, Ben, you're a boomer, right? You're close. You're Generation X, I think. But whatever. You're a boomer compared to us.
Neb. Wake up, Neb.
Neb's asleep. Neb, who guest starred for 5 seconds on the last Raw Power. Anyways, as you might have noticed, ProgPower is a fun time. You talk to lots of people if you choose to do so. It's very easy to meet people. We were just talking to a guy today who's from the UK. He came all the way out here for ProgPower. He's a nice guy. Shout out to James in his Dark Forest shirt.
He did say that Balsega sucks though, so fuck that guy.
Ooh. Rip. It's okay. We can have different opinions on the internet. All right. Any closing thoughts for day one of ProgPower, boys?
For Ancient Bards,
bring back
not
Ancient
being
Bards.
there, it was a good night.
I'll agree with that. I was so hyped for Ancient Bards, and here we are, not listening to Ancient Bards. Next year,
Yes,
let's bring it back next year. If they announce that tomorrow, fucking have them headline. Let's do it.
I'm not really hyped for Asian Bards. They're alright.
You're part of the problem.
I would have preferred Secret's Fair. If I had to cut one of those Italian bands, I would have cut Ancient Bards for Secret's Fair.
I disagree. Secret's very good though. And Ben's over here with his Ancient Bards Knighthood t-shirt. You remember the Knighthood? We crowdfunded. I didn't get the shirt though. I didn't pony up enough cash. But what are you gonna do? Other than spend more money.
Music for everyone.
In it's like Italian or something though.
Yeah.
Musica para todos. That's Spanish.
Right.
Very poor Spanish. I can't read right now. It's it's 2 a.m. Anyway, this is Raw Power. This is what you guys signed up for. Not really, but oh well. This is Kyle, Andrew, and Ben telling you to stay powerful and get ready. We got 3 more parts of this coming. I really hope you listen, back to back to back. You can hear the progression in our voices as we get more tired throughout the week. That's what I did last year, and it was a trippy time. Good night, everyone. Stay powerful.
Stay powerful.
Cheers.
Sup, nerds?
Sup, nerds? Welcome to day 2 of the Raw Power with ProgPower. You got the boys here. You got Kyle with Powerful. You got Andrew with Powerful.
We got Andrew with Powerful.
We got some special guests. We got the DM Rage himself. We got Mr. Brett.
Hey.
We've got other people who might chime in.
Sure. Yep.
We got Neb. We got Cliff.
We got Brett in the Sanctuary t-shirt. We got Cliff in the local Detroit band t-shirt.
What's the band?
Immortal Bands.
It's Carnus Immortalis.
Carnus Immortalis. Check them out. They might be good. Good enough to buy a band shirt?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
We got Neb in the Orden Ogan t-shirt.
But underneath the Orden Ogan t-shirt
We have the second Ordinogon fonts.
Oh no! What's the local band?
High Council.
High Council.
High
Who's
Council.
playing Detroit tonight?
From Philly.
They did play at Detroit
They
tonight.
played in Detroit tonight.
Good enough to buy a t-shirt? Yes.
Yes.
Evidently.
Andrew's
Yes.
rocking the extremely.
I've got the Judicator t-shirt that has been butchered over the course of the day.
Butchered the
It
fuck
may
out.
or may not make it through the wash when I get home.
How much alcohol have you had tonight, Andrew?
A bit.
A bit.
fair bit.
And I'm
Most of it after the show.
well after the show. And I'm rocking an Anger shirt because I'm a good boy.
We also have DM Wife in the corner, may or may not talk.
Not talking.
Sporting a sweet Blind Guardian, what is that? Is that
Edge of Time.
Edge of Time?
Good album.
Sporting a sweet Edge of Time shirt in the corner.
Yeah, she's not going to talk.
She's not.
She may or may not. Who knows? If we trigger her, she might.
Yes. So that's the goal.
Okay, we're gonna trigger a lot of people tonight. Probably Fernando when he hears the audio. Anyway, so tonight we saw a few more bands. It was day 2 of ProgPower. 4 more bands. We'll just kick it off. First band, Tomorrow's Eve.
Did anyone listen to Tomorrow's Eve?
No.
Show of hands.
Ned.
Ned raised his hand.
Well, like I said, I sat through it. We had a few sampling. We had a beer sampling session. So we had a few
Yeah.
beers before.
It was good. It was a good time.
It was like 3 or 4 o'clock, so it's my nap time. I sit down, I put in my earplugs, and I kind of fell asleep during it.
Tomorrow's
What's that?
Eve, perfect to
Yes.
fall asleep.
Tomorrow's Eve, as far as I'm aware, is just straight prog. You don't know anything else about him?
Now, unfortunately,
No one listened, evidently.
we didn't listen to Tomorrow's Eve much because we got in line for Galnerius merch. We got in line for Galnerius signing session.
Yep, myself and Kyle got in line to purchase our Galnerius t-shirts. They have a wonderful 15th anniversary Galnerius shirt
With the ProgPower on the back.
that says ProgPower 20 on the back. Very lovely. And then after purchasing our extra large shirts, because they ran out of everything
They
smaller,
ran out so fast.
they also opened doors 20 minutes early today, which we are kind of salty about.
He's very salty.
I am, because I'm fairly certain if they hadn't opened doors early, I would have been able to snag a medium. So,
Just get fat, dude.
Just
Yeah,
get fatter.
obviously.
Get fatter, get swoller. You got 2 choices.
obviously, those are the only 2 choices.
Do both at the same time.
Or I can take the shirt to a tailor, pay like $20, get it turned into a medium.
That's effort, though.
Easy.
Or you can follow your own example from earlier in the day and just chop the sides off it with a knife.
Rip the fuck
I
out
could.
of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's more metal if you use a knife.
But then we bought our extra large shirts, then we immediately got in the line for the Galnerius signing, which was an hour and a half after we showed up. Waited in line for an hour and a half, talked to a couple lovely people. We talked to, I don't remember his name, from Lycanthrope. We talked to, I don't remember his name, from Lycanthrope up in Calgary. No, Ottawa. He's from Ottawa, Canada. I don't remember his name. He's playing at Hyperfest Metal Festival
Hyperspace.
in, was that in April?
Something like that.
Like late April. He's one of these small bands that have made it onto the Hyperspace bill for next year. And I talked to, what was the other guy's name?
Matt
Matt?
Yeah.
Matt B, I think.
and Dimitri.
And Dimitri. Me and Kyle talked to Matt in the line. We had a lovely conversation about what it's like to be a Christian in the metal scene. Or at least that's the conversation I had.
I didn't talk to him about that.
It was a lovely conversation where we talked about stereotypes and
We're going off the rails.
and
Andrew.
defeating with stereotypes.
Andrew.
And then I also talked to Dimitri.
Shut up,
Shout out to
Andrew.
Dimitri. Talked to Dimitri about obscure Russian power metal bands. He gave me some I'd never heard of. I gave him some he'd never heard of.
And,
Beautiful
good
thing
time.
about the community at ProgPower.
and how much of that was about Tomorrow's Eve?
None of
Literally
it.
none of it.
All right.
It was while waiting for Galnerius merch.
Sure.
The centerpiece of this conversation is Galnerius, if you haven't figured that out yet. That
Galnerius.
was literally the reason.
So I got my XL shirt signed by everyone. Kyle got some business cards.
Powerful business cards signed by Galnerius. New Patreon tier, $100 a month. Hit me up on Venmo.
On Venmo.
On Venmo.
So it's your money. It's not our money.
Smart move there, actually.
You know, it's tax free there.
All right.
Anyway, check out Tomorrow's Eve. I'm sure they're lovely people.
Yeah.
Moving on.
If
from
you like
that-
prog.
Moving on from the prog, we had some brutal fucking symphonic.
Was it brutal though?
It was,
It was kind
It
of
was
like
amazing.
low key.
They had blast beats. They had
It wasn't
drum
really
picking.
brutal.
They had, they had plenty of blast beats. Mayan, man.
Mayan.
Yeah, but blast bleeds doesn't mean brutal.
Sure it does.
Yes.
Next band up was Mayan. They have the biggest fucking band I've ever seen that wasn't Avantasia.
They have 5 singers, and a
Yes.
bassist, and 2 guitarists, and a drummer.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 dedicated vocalists.
So we're up to 8 people plus
And-
crew.
And they all serve
Keyboard
their own
player.
purpose.
Oh, and keyboards.
and
Yeah.
drums. They have a total of 10 people on stage.
That's 9.
10 people.
Okay, 5
5 singers.
2 guitarists, bassist, keyboard, drummer.
Boom.
That's 10.
That's 10.
Boom.
10.
Boom.
You can
10
math.
people.
That's a lot of people.
New maths resonating with this podcast right now. So
New arithmetic.
it was almost comedic as the first couple songs for Mayan happened, and just more and more singers came on stage.
Kyle and myself were very unfamiliar with mine.
I've never once listened to Mayan.
You know, it's actually really interesting because I was very aware of that, and I just assumed they wouldn't do that. So I'm like, I don't care. It's fine as long as you get the sound you want. I have to admit, on stage, kind of looks a bit comedic to have all that going on.
It is comedic, but it gives you a lot to look at.
Yeah. And especially if they, I think they all have their own stage presence. Yeah, that's that too.
Yeah, that's on stage presence.
Yes, a couple of them have large stage presences. So, but
That's what happens when you record a drunken podcast at 2 in the morning.
that's what happens. However, I think it all went very well. I think they definitely can do. Do a lot. I don't know the guy's name, but the death style.
Bandana dude.
The
dude in the bandana.
the like Pacific Islander guy
Yeah,
with like the Maori tattoos.
he definitely had so much more energy than anyone else in this show so far. So
Yeah, that dude was crazy.
yeah, props to him for bringing the energy up.
So there are 5 vocalists. They have 2 harsh male vocalists, 1 clean male vocalist.
And, keep in mind, one of the harsh vocalists does the majority of the songwriting too. And
Okay.
that's
Mark Jansen.
Mark Jansen, and he gets a lot of credit because he's amazing as a songwriter.
Thank you.
Which fuck was it? He did like the black style.
Yeah. He's a long haired skinny guy. Yeah.
And then they had 2 girl vocalists, one who did like normal female vocals and one more operatic one.
Mm-hmm.
She was not more operatic. She was.
And those pipes.
The head voice, I think that's what it's called. Am I right?
I mean,
Singer people.
they don't necessarily.
Shut up, Brett.
So one of those girls used to be in Stream of Passion, which disbanded, and actually their last performance was at ProgPower 2 years ago. 2 years ago?
Hot tip from Neb.
I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago.
And their guitarist used to be in Delane, but is now in a
Correct.
much heavier band.
She dropped away. She was in mine previously. She's always been in mine since like 2014. But she was also in Delane from 2 albums ago until about 2 months ago.
I can see why she quit.
And then she quit Delane, presumably because Delane is boring and she isn't allowed to do sweet trem picking in Delane.
There was a lot of trim picking. It was like an hour.
There could have been more trem picking, if I'm being honest.
And of course, Mark Jansen is the Epica guy.
Yep.
Yeah, Mayan is Epica with black metal shit going on.
It was pretty cool.
For those unaware.
I was unaware, and I was happy with the show. I was
kind of underwhelmed. I expected more I expected more minor scale trim picking.
I mean,
Because that's my favorite part about black metal. Is all the minor scale like scales.
do you know what that even means?
Yeah, dude, it's like I can't do it with my voice.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get a proper minor scale trim picking example?
No.
Damn it. Okay.
It's when they do like a whole scale but in minor key.
And they do it
With
the
trim picking.
trim picking, which is like with really fast picking.
It's on the up and the down stroke, and they're doing it in a minor key, and they do a full like A to G scale.
Music lessons with Powerful. There you go, boys. That's free.
Boom, minor scale trim picking.
So I think having the 10 people on stage kind of kept the show moving because there's people coming in and out, lots of different things to look at or pay attention to. And when they bring everyone out, it just makes a very big sound, which I think is fun for a live show. How do you guys feel about Mayan and their stage presence?
I think it was pretty fantastic, particularly how all the singers, when they weren't singing, were highlighting someone else doing something.
There's a lot of band member interaction. Which
Yeah.
I always like. When they just stand there in like their own little world, it's kind of boring. But when like the singers like get the guitarist to like sing, or the singers start like strumming the guitar for them, which is what the couple of people were doing. It's just like the little things like that that make a live performance much more enjoyable.
Very reminiscent of Avantasia.
Yeah.
People just playing around on stage
it's
while other
like
people are doing stuff.
Mini Epica Avantasia. Boom. That's mine.
Basically.
Yeah.
Good show. Check them out.
I was going in and out of the venue, or in and out of the stage. I got some pizza, I got some beers, I hung out with our friend Ben, hung out with some other people.
Ben is MIA. Probably very.
But what I was like really doing is I was fueling up for Galnarius, and every time I came back in, I was looking for a nice opportunity to move forward in the crowd, so I could be closer to the front when Galnarius hit.
Which we did.
Ended up being a moot point.
We had enough opportunity to swoop towards the front at the end.
Lots of people left after Mayan.
Perfect opportunity to move up to the front and get super hyped for the main event of tonight. Our boys from Japan.
Honestly, depending on who you ask, main event for the entire event.
Possibly.
Depending on who you ask.
Galnarius, one word. How'd you feel about this performance? Starting with Andrew. Go.
One word?
One word. Do it right now.
Amazing, but that undersells
No.
it.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Stunning. Energetic.
I'm gonna go with orgasmic.
All of that undersells the performance.
That's all underselling this performance massively.
There is an essay one could write to indicate how amazing it was, and you would still not be able to describe how truly astounding the performance.
So up until tonight, the best show I had ever been to was my first Blind Guardian show in 2015 when they did the Beyond the Red Mirror tour, and that was a religious experience, quote unquote.
That was my first ever metal
It was like as close to religion as I was ever gonna get, right? Tonight was at that bar.
It's a high bar.
Yeah. So this is on par with the best show I've ever been to.
This was a very big fucking deal that Galnarius played here tonight.
It's probably the only time they're gonna come to North America, barring Mexico City.
When we met them at the signing stage, we're like, thank you for coming to the US.
Everyone, not just us.
Everyone
around us was just, thank you, please come back.
This is
the entire signing session.
And I think Galnarius, they were like sound checking for a long time, so it was just teasing us and teasing us
for like 15 minutes.
This edging that they were doing to us, it was insane. But then they finally started the show. They opened up
So much foreplay.
so much foreplay. They opened it up with struggle for the freedom flag, and they just kicked it off right there. Man, it was glorious.
It was a fantastic set, and then they played
There's no escape.
There's No Escape. They played There's No Escape, and they had everyone start jumping. And that was like the turning point in the set where everyone went from like getting excited to everyone fucking came. Right?
Yeah. It's like we were already excited, but it's like now we're there.
That's when the foreplay ended, and we just like went full on for another fucking 40 minutes.
It was so much. It was so great. And I don't think they knew what kind of reception they were going to get, but I've been to 1.5 ProgPowers. This was the most active, loud, involved crowd I've seen by a mile.
Demons and Wizards might be as much.
It might be. I mean, Hansi is he's a big boy, but I think Galnarius, people knew this was a special, one-of-a-kind show, and they made it known.
Yeah, Sio got to show off for us several times, especially the one time where he basically like, I'm just going to do a solo.
He soloed like 8 times.
He did a several-minute-long solo, literally by himself. Everyone else just shut the fuck up. This dude just went off.
Yeah, and you could tell how important this was to them, because I actually saw Sho go start motioning to some of the people off, some of the workers off on the side of the set.
Uh-huh.
He's literally making gestures, pointing to people on the stage and specific instruments, like kind of directing, please adjust the volumes on these. She was indicating to turn the drums down and turn Sio the fuck up. And he's up to the point where I saw him pointing at Sio, and they look confused, and so he had to indicate what instrument. So he starts like fiddling with his fingers like a guitar, then up. And I'm like,
it was like, it's absolutely endearing because I guess they don't speak English hardly at all. I thought one of them was good at English, but I don't think any of them are.
I don't know, but if you use Razor Sword's lyrics as the basis, I don't think any of them know.
But it was super cool.
Oh yeah,
because like, I'm sorry, I don't know their names. Who's the singer?
Sho.
Is that Sho? Sho would just be like
I'm sorry. Show would just like try to introduce songs with like 2 or 3 words, and everyone would know what it was.
Well, he would
Every time.
he would introduce a song and he could do it a little bit. The one that got the biggest response was he's like, okay, this next song is Japanese animation Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah.
And he was just like amazed that we knew what Hunter x Hunter was, or Hunting for Your Dream. He was just amazed. I don't know if he was more amazed at the fact that we knew what anime was, or if he was more amazed that we knew what...
I'd say surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was more surprised that we knew what anime was, or if we knew what Hunting for Your Dream was. Maybe a little bit of both. I think they were very blown away at their response from our white-ass crowd.
Like, even at the end of the show, like, everyone was singing along. The, like, ProgPower boomers in the stands were standing up, standing ovation. Had, an encore chant, which doesn't usually happen for the non-headlining bands. Like, you knew this was a special show. And there was so much fucking energy. They did Raise Your Sword. What was the song that, like, they repeated, like, 6 times at the end, but it was amazing every time?
You're master of your own life. That's the chorus. I don't know the song.
Right. I don't know if those are the song names.
You're the master of your own life.
Yeah, Raise Your Sword is just super high energy.
They ended with Destiny.
They closed it with Destiny. It was... Oh, man. That's one of my favorite Gunneria songs, and I was hoping they'd do either that or Angel of Salvation, so I got one, and I'm happy.
Yeah. I wanted both, but hey.
It's only like an hour and a half show. If it was a 2-hour show, Angel of Salvation.
They could have fit so much more in 2 hours.
I don't know why they didn't have like a 3-hour show.
They should have had a 2.5-hour set.
Why didn't they just give them all of day 2?
All of day 2. That's why we're here.
My like, I really wanted Red Star Rising, the opening track off of Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't play it, unfortunately, but they played No Escape, so it's fine. Beetlejuice is probably my favorite Galnerius album. No one listens to it, evidently. I talked to a ton of people in the crowd, and they're like, Beetlejuice.
It's a good album.
It's all about Angel of Salvation. I'm like, yeah, Angel of Salvation is really good, but Beetlejuice is like more consistent across the board.
I thought from talking to people, it sounds like a lot of people brush off Ultimate Sacrifice, but
is that the Phoenix one?
No, that's the new one.
Oh, Ultimate Sacrifice. I didn't think it was very good.
That's a good one. It's got a good song.
It's got Brutal Spiral of Emotions.
It was like classic Galnerius, but it felt like...
Isn't that what Razor Sword's off of?
No, that's Under the Force of Courage.
So many fucking...
Oh, but speaking of their latest album, they also played us a very new song.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't catch the name.
Did they say the name?
I don't know.
I just heard new song.
Yeah.
New album,
new song.
Yeah,
and the new album comes out October 23?
I think that's right. Yeah, something
like that?
It's next month. It's in October. It's like Into Purgatory or something like that. But this new song, it sounded really damn cool. It was catchy, it was heavy, it was fast.
Oh, it was super heavy, super fast.
Yeah.
You said it sounded like a Final Fantasy boss.
It sounded like a Final Fantasy boss fight.
Like,
think of that, and then, like, throw some, like, moshy shit into it. Like, I was surprised that Pit didn't form for that song. Probably just because no one knew what it was.
Was there a Pit? Like, we were in the front, I couldn't even see.
There was one dude who went wild, like, 2 songs in, who could have started a Pit by himself, and then a Pit would have formed.
I don't think a Pit was necessary.
It didn't happen. A Pit could have happened, though.
It could have, but it wasn't needed.
Like, it was heavy enough for a Pit to happen.
This whole show was just so fast, so high energy. Like,
it would have been a fucking, like, whirlwind of a Pit.
All the solos from CU, that might be the best guitar performance I've ever seen.
Dude, he's one guy, and he sounds like 2 guys.
They don't even have 2 guitarists.
Yeah.
They have a bassist and a keyboardist, but only one...
He's one guy, and he sounds like 2 or more guys, depending on the song.
And he just doesn't let up. He's always going crazy. The tapping, the shredding. I recorded, like, a little video, and I don't believe my eyes when I'm watching this guy.
Like I said yesterday, Insomnium was a little preview of the tapping that was to come.
Oh man, but we weren't ready for that.
No, nowhere near close enough.
I might have cried at some points. I don't even know.
I needed like a designated splash zone, like a foot on every end of me. I was soaked.
Sweaty boy.
Brett, how wet did you get from me?
I'm so moist.
Like you.
I'm
you
talking about a different reason.
No, you had like a mouthful of my sweat, right?
Likely.
Like all of my hair whips, I needed a foot on every end of me for a fucking splash zone. It was insane.
I was behind you during the jumping section of the set, and I had to wipe my glasses afterwards.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah. We just escaped Hurricane Dorian, and that was less rain.
Wait, the jumping part during No Escape, that was pretty fucking legit. I tried to grab Kyle to jump. It didn't really work out because he was a little bit in front of me. So then I grabbed our friend Jaway, Stella Forgates' husband. Grabbed him, jumped with him for a little bit. That was good.
We did like synchronized headbanging with Brett.
And then we did a sweet 3-way synchronized headbang for the last song.
Was it during Destiny?
Yeah.
The solo during Destiny was insane.
It's all insane.
It's all insane.
Like I said, man, this is one of the best performances I've ever seen.
Easily top 3.
Up there with my first Blind Guardian experience.
It's definitely top 5 for me.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't say. There's a lot of recency bias because I literally just came from there. And it was amazing. But it has to be one of the best performances I've ever seen.
Easily.
Yeah, I think this crowd really wanted to make Galnerius know they are loved and welcome here.
Please come back.
Please fucking come back.
I think everyone in that crowd went hoarse.
Oh, yeah. So
Everyone on the floor, at least.
Yeah, for sure. I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I couldn't think for like a solid hour after that show.
I was just chugging water for like 40 minutes after the show.
I could not believe that whole performance.
Impeccable.
Amazing.
Orgasmic.
Can't get over it. I'm gonna be thinking about it for years. Honestly, because I don't know if I'm ever gonna see Galnerius again.
Like this whole trip is worth it because of that. Easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You survived a fucking hurricane for this, Brett. How does it make you feel?
Yeah, I'm glad that the one band that denied me wasn't Galnerius because we'd rather suffer the hurricane.
Yeah. If they had gotten denied visas, no.
Oh, they were teasing visas too, like for the last month and a half. I was just shitting my pants every time I saw a visa post.
Yeah. Also, dude, I saw that post where they basically said that Galnerius is like a last minute.
It was so close.
It was literally like last week. They got it approved a while back, but to actually get it signed and authorized or whatever was literally like last week or 2 weeks ago, something like that.
I was gutted when Seasphere got denied. If Galnerius had also been denied, I honestly would have sold my tickets.
Yeah, that
honestly
such a bummer.
I would have honestly tried to sell my tickets if I couldn't have seen no Galnerius.
Irreplaceable. You could not have had a better performance than that. Which leads us into the actual
it leads us into the announcement.
The announcement, yeah. So ProgPower Days 1 and 2 in particular had a rough time this year. Apparently they had poor sales despite the crowd seeming pretty damn packed.
At least for day 1. It seemed a little bit more subdued on day 2.
Yeah.
It seemed like less people.
A little bit. And then, visa issues. It's been a whole rough few months for the boys down at ProgPower Days 1 and 2. Milton and Glenn and Nathan. So they announced they're going to change it up a little bit next year. They're still doing Days 1 and 2. Day 1 is going to be a bit more low-key. It's going to be like the side venue called The Loft. They're going to bring Power Quest back. 15-year anniversary of Magic Never Dies, full album playthrough. Boom, small show, one of a kind.
Once in a lifetime to see it in full. They said Power Quest proposed the idea, and they said they would never do it again.
Yeah, this is the only time that show's ever happening. It's going to be at ProgPower Day 1 next year. Day 2 is still going to be at Center Stage. They didn't announce a single damn band. They got booed for that. They said it would be worth it when they actually announce it. So it sounds like they're just trying to save a bit of money and not having a full-on festival on Day 1.
My dark horse pick is the Versailles Chateau de Versailles reunion.
It's not happening.
Zero FX Ultimate Final Mix, blah blah blah.
It's Larry Biscuit Fake News Corner.
It's not gonna happen, but I would love for it to happen. I'd come to ProgPower just for that.
What are our picks for? Because they're gonna have the announcement video tomorrow for Days 3 and 4. What are our guesses?
North Tail,
easy pick
because Bill Hudson's here every year. He's a friend of Milton. Yeah. He'll be there.
So other than North Tail, other picks that we could have, Truly Leona Rhapsody, good headliner.
Yep. And they've got one album.
They'll have one album.
Do you really think they're only going to play stuff?
I don't know what rights they have.
Okay, so
Is the issue? I don't know who owns what.
Luca did an interview where he kind of
But-
talked about he doesn't want to do Old Rhapsody anymore.
But hold on, doesn't Luca own Luca Turilli?
Ooh, we can get like Prince of the North Twilight.
Yeah,
Dude.
Or hold on, Prophet of the Last Eclipse.
Ancient Forest of the Elves.
Yeah, but also Prophet of the Last Eclipse.
It's a very good album.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and the song.
I don't know what they own other than LT Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I don't know who owns what. I think Manowar owns the first like 6 albums or
Manowar
something,
doesn't own
right?
Shit.
Manowar owns the first 6 Rhapsody albums, so we could see like fucking Andy do Emerald Sword at some point. Who knows?
No, they could. He plays Emerald Sword and other shit live himself. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, who knows?
They
I don't
did,
know.
He's done Knight Rider of Doom and other stuff though, so clearly he can do that on his own. That was actually with Luca Turilli Rhapsody with Conti. So
Oh, okay.
clearly he can just pull that shit out. So.
Yeah, sounds like he could then.
Maybe no one will get.
Which means we would get an Emerald Sword.
I've never seen Emerald Sword.
We would get a Knight Rider. We would get Power of the Dragon Flame.
You've never heard Emerald Sword live?
I've never.
No, they
I'm
haven't
gonna
come to
rub
North
that in your
America.
face so many times, man.
Fuck you, bro. Where did you see it?
With when they opened for Manowar in at Cleveland, they had an opening act.
What year was that?
2006, 7, something.
I didn't
Jesus.
get heavy into power metal until like 2013.
That's because you're babies.
Yeah.
I didn't get into power metal 2006.
I just missed so many things. I missed the last Good Sonata tour. I missed Judicators at the Expense tour. I missed the last Ed Guy tour.
That's fine.
I just missed so many things by like a year and a half, 2 years.
Andrew, coming from an old guy, get used to that.
I am aware.
Oh, man.
I've gotten used to it.
Other bands, I'm pulling for Blind Guardian headline. I know it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
They don't have a new album yet. It's not gonna happen.
They're gonna have a new album next year, dude. It's happening.
Are they?
Maybe.
I don't think they are.
Probably 2021. The Symphonic album, November. Get hype.
A single came out today. We haven't listened to that yet.
For what?
The
Twilight
Symphonic,
Orchestra.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did I not show you?
I know. I know.
I guess I showed everyone except for you that. You must have been singing when I saw that.
We were busy.
Yeah, I walked around and showed everyone that except for you, evidently.
When?
During karaoke.
Oh,
Yes.
You must have been singing.
or at the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, very excited.
Okay, we're gonna Chromecast that as soon as we finish recording.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any other predictions for next year, or are we just gonna wait till tomorrow?
Twilight
Force.
Ooh, that'd be juicy.
Oh, Beast in
Twilight
Black.
Force and Northtail.
Decent Black will probably show up.
I don't think so.
Dude,
I don't think so.
Would Glenn do that? That'd be
I
hilarious.
think they're gunning for if they're gonna between Beast and Black, right? I think they would rather gun for Powerwolf than Beast and
A
Black.
first Powerwolf show. That'd be interesting.
Here's the thing, though.
That's a North American debut.
I understand, Andrew, but they have been trying to get Powerwolf every year for
Yeah.
I don't even know how many years, and they just keep saying no.
But they can say Galnerius came. You guys can come.
Yeah. So who knows?
Yes.
Next year's a crapshoot. We'll know tomorrow.
You know, it would be cool if they
At
could get like
7
an
PM or
Italian
whatever.
band, like
Yeah,
you
like-
know, Ancient Bards, Secret Spear, Windrose.
Oh man, that would be so sick.
Maybe Frozen Crown.
That would be. So
I don't think
good.
Frozen Crown's big enough yet.
They're working on it. They need more music.
They've got 2 albums. They're both pretty good. They're kind of samey, but whatever.
I think it'd be a fun show. But definitely
they played
ancient-
Japan a couple times.
Ancient bards, though.
Man, I was so excited.
Maybe we'll get another Japanese band. Maybe we'll get like Love Bites or Unlucky Morpheus or Crossvein or I don't know,
Dude, Baby
Chateau de Versailles.
Baby Metal's
Or-
coming to town.
Baby Metal tours America enough that I don't think they would get Baby Metal.
They're not really.
Baby Metal.
But then again,
makes enough
Evergrade's
money.
touring America right now. So
But Baby Metal in Philadelphia show is like $60 a pop.
So it's like an expensive metal.
And we're
show.
talking about a 2,000 person venue. I don't think they're gonna play ProgPower.
Probably not. They're probably just gonna do their own thing.
Yes.
They don't need prog power.
I mean, my easy guess would be Tom Englund in one of his bands.
Oh, he can fuck off.
So he comes every year. But I would love to see Stradivarius because I
That'd
have
be cool.
not seen them. ProgPower loves to bring old bands back. Strato has played here before. That would be my. I wouldn't want to say guess. That would be my wish.
Would they do Camelot? Do you think, or Conception?
I think
Holy shit.
Conception, yes.
If
Camelot, no, because Camelot's doing their own thing.
if Conception came back next year, I'm 100% coming
With
back.
Roy Khan.
Yeah, 100%. Stephanie would not let me go. I don't think either. She would say it's happening. It couldn't. I mean, it's just if they could get him. Oh my goodness.
No way in hell Conception comes out.
Why is that?
No way in hell.
Why?
I don't think has Conception played a show.
Why not?
Have they played a show?
Yeah,
Since their
they
new
played
album?
yes, tons.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
like
I mean,
Norway or
I guess
something?
not tons. 10 shows, something like that.
Was that just in Europe or was that like in Scandinavia?
It's. I guess. I mean, it's mostly Scandinavian. I think did they do some shows in Netherlands, northern mainland, and then some of the shit up there in that other area. But
I don't think.
I don't know.
I don't think
They've
so.
done. They've done.
Though Conception is prog enough for the PV boomers.
Definitely prog.
They're super proud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dare I
They're
say?
not very powered.
Dare I say ultra prog?
I wish there were.
Not ultra proud.
Threshold ultra prog is
Yeah.
playing
One of these
tomorrow.
days.
No, day 4.
Day 4, I think.
Just
Saturday.
they're going to be right before Demons and Wizards.
I just
That's all
want to
right.
say,
Yeah.
I like Threshold.
Yeah.
the ProgPower crowd would love them.
Conception?
Yes.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think wildcard pick, Nano War of Steel.
Ooh,
Think of that.
that would be fun. That's a extreme wild card, but I like it.
I'm not feeling it, but I would enjoy it.
I think it'd be-
Profana la tumba.
imagine Norwegian reggaeton live in front of Prog Power's boomers.
Okay, that would be.
It'd be amazing.
Arumba.
If they bring like dancers on stage. Oh my god.
Hey, Fernando, can you insert our Norwegian reggaeton
Please don't.
rendition right here? Thank you very much.
Don't listen to me, he's drunk.
I still have good ideas when I'm drunk.
Like Eric Adams.
Like Eric Adams.
Alright.
Clifford?
Sonata.
Ooh.
That's
They're touring right
that's
now. though.
spicy.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna be touring in like a month.
But
I'd
I mean,
like to tour and then do another tour, though.
Can you specify Sonata?
They're not gonna do old Sonata.
Do you want them to play the current album that came out right now?
I don't know yet. I haven't
Like
listened
2 hours ago? Or do you want them to play old stuff?
obviously old
I want
stuff.
to play. I want them to play old stuff.
Like, do we want
We want the
maybe...
cage. We want
Ecliptica came out 20 years ago this year. It's a little late for a 20th anniversary Ecliptica tour.
They're not gonna do it.
It's a little late.
They're not gonna do it.
Maybe we can see a 2021 ProgPower playing 20 Years of Silence.
That would be fantastic.
They're not gonna
If
do it.
they
They're not going to do that.
if they did the whole Silence album, I would be very happy.
I would be very happy with that.
Silence is a banger.
Kind of ironic.
Yeah, right? But every track on Silence is a banger. Especially the spoken word bit. Going into silence. With the
That's not
serial killer or whatever.
Yeah.
No, they have to do
The
that.
really creepy voice that they
They have
Yeah,
to
they
do that.
would obviously if they
They
did the
have
whole
to.
album, but yeah,
It's only like 40
That would
seconds.
be if we got actually even if we got Sonata, they have a great live performance anyway. So
C'est moi.
yes,
Wow.
c'est moi.
That's what I said.
All right. Any wild picks for next year, or we're gonna find out.
Police.
More on police now.
More on police.
More on police.
I mean, they're
Wild
Prague,
card.
right? They're Prague.
That is something that Glenn would like.
Is
Oh,
he
yeah.
aware of Moron Police, though?
I don't know. He's aware of a lot of bands that I have no idea who the fuck
You know
they
what?
are.
Let's go even more wild. Let's
No.
say fucking Boys of Battle.
Don't go there.
No,
Let's go even more wild.
It's not gonna be
No.
Police Battle.
Boydle's no.
They
Boys of Battle would be loved by the
have,
crowd.
they're
Yeah,
like
but it's not gonna
20
happen.
subscribers on
Yeah.
YouTube. Oh man.
No way in hell it happens. They wouldn't even get a visa if they got, like, tried.
They are not internationally
No.
recognized.
They would not get a visa even if they wanted to.
Moron Police isn't even metal. They're like weird.
They're
It
punk rock.
doesn't matter.
It's true. Subsignal's playing tomorrow. They're not metal.
Oh, that's right.
Poets of the Fall is playing.
Oh yeah, you know if Poets gets included.
Poets of the
more on
Fall
Police.
is not metal.
But they're in video games. It's fine.
Poets of the Fall sounds like Christian worship music.
Okay.
Well, Theocracy is Christian worship music.
No, that's like Christian metal, please.
Christian power metal.
I've only listened to the latest Poets of the Fall album, and it sounded like the kind of like Christian rock that you would hear at a hip, like non-denominational Christian service.
Out of all those you've been to,
I used to go to a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Up until I was about 13, I went to church every Sunday.
Which was last year.
And look where that got
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
It led you into Atlanta at 2:30 recording a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. A life of debauchery, drinking soju.
A life of debauchery.
A life of debauchery, drinking a bottle and a half of soju because no one else wanted to drink it.
Speaking of a life of debauchery, let's talk about Evergrey.
That's an odd segue. I'll take that segue. I'll take that segue.
He was super hungover. When
I'll take that segue because the very first time I saw Tom England was last year. Reference our ProgPower shit last year. It was like day 3 or something. So that would be C.
This is part B.
Tonight is B. Last year it would have been C-ish. And the first time I'd ever seen Tom England, he was drunk and didn't know the lyrics to his music for his new band. So, debauchery? Yeah, probably.
I was just making a shitty joke, but okay. So, to be honest, most of us didn't stick around for Evergrey. A couple people did. We were getting food and doing karaoke. What
Much more fun.
What did you nerds think of Evergrey?
So, the beginning of the set, I almost fell asleep.
Can we preface this with, do you like Evergrey?
I think they're okay.
Okay.
I'm
That's fair.
not particularly familiar with them outside of what Brett has played for me in the past. So, start of the set, lots of mid-tempo stuff. So it wasn't particularly interesting to me. And then it picked up. I'm not sure if it was as Tom England became progressively drunker. He began, as Brett said...
Was he drinking on stage?
No.
He's drinking off.
But he was
Drinking like guitar
frequently making trips off stage.
What could he be doing there?
So, at the beginning, he said that he was hungover as shit, as Brett said. And I'd say his performance improved over the course of the set. It was obvious the crowd loved them.
The crowd loves Tom England.
There were references to the fact that they had been. This was the 9th time they played at ProgPower.
It's too many.
Yes.
Honestly.
And
If your name doesn't have the word blind or guardian in it, I don't want to see you 9 times at a festival.
Now, when you say 9th time, is it Tom England or Evergrey? There's got to be Tom England himself.
I'm not sure. I think it was Evergrey because
There's only 20 prog players. That's an average of every other
Yeah,
year.
Evergrey has played a shit ton of ProgPower, and it's kind of absurd, honestly. Like, no offense to you, if anyone that organizes ProgPower is listening, probably not. Maybe Milton, I don't know. But it's kind of absurd that Evergrey has been here 9 or 10 times.
Can't wait until tomorrow they put him up there again.
So one of the
Oh my
organizers
God.
handed Tom an Evergrey stamp card, and since they performed 9 times, apparently they were hoping for a 10th one free, to which Tom said, fuck that.
That's a good joke. I'll give him that one.
Wow.
But also-
Personally, I think 3 times should be the limit. But
For like X number of years at least.
I would say lifetime 3 times should be the
Yeah,
limit.
I agree with that. And it kind of bothers me, honestly, too, that Evergrey wasn't even here yesterday, but they were selling merch. They had a whole table to sell merch
A
yesterday.
separate merch table for themselves.
Yeah, not even the real merch table. They had their own table, and they were selling merch yesterday,
Staffed by 7 kids.
and they weren't even here.
Just,
Like, they were attending, but, like, come on.
just to relate it to that, a few years back, it was either 2 or 3 years ago, they weren't performing. Tom England and the guitar player, I can't remember his name, he still came over. When they, not the last album, but the album before that came out, they came over and they promoted it and they sold their merch.
Did they have their own table?
They actually had the vinyl for their signing / release session.
And they weren't even playing the show. That's
Correct.
so tacky.
Yeah, I'd say he's not beyond tacky things. It seems like he's very much into the, hey, buy my shit kind of stuff. I mean, overall, though, if you ignore tackiness or his personality or his drunkenness, I still think he was probably the best part of the Evergrey performance. He is a very good vocalist, and he kind of showed that off tonight.
Preface, do you like Evergrey?
Yeah, I like
Okay.
Evergrey. As a result of that, I was kind of a little let down by the performance. not necessarily because of how they performed the songs, but the set list. They started off with a lot of their new stuff, which is exactly why Cliff fell asleep. Their past couple albums haven't been that great, and they did actually hit off three songs, I think, from Hymns of the Broken. Once the show started to pick up once they played The Fire off that album. And I was really sad that they didn't play more from, like, The Inner Circle, which they played a total of one track from, Nosferatu, which they didn't touch at all. And I think they only got one from Recreation Day, and I think it was just the title track. I don't think they touched In Search of Truth, but I may have missed that. So, all in all, their old stuff barely touched, and that's where a lot of the good stuff comes from. So, but they did finish strong with the Touch of Blessing from Inner Circle, and then, of course, King of Errors. And that one's probably one of the better songs.
Ah, yes, Evergrey.
Yeah,
I know their songs.
Yeah, but so if you are going to listen to Evergrey, I wouldn't recommend starting with their first two. It's In Search of Truth is probably a good start.
So they're a band that gets worse as they go, as opposed to some bands that get better as they go.
Yeah, and they had one fluke that I thought they would revive them. That was Hymns for the Broken. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. But I guess that was just a fluke. Like, hey, we're good again. Nah. It's not necessarily that it's bad. It's just fair bit of the newer tracks are, I guess, I don't want to say boring, but that might be a good adjective. It's not very accessible.
Fair enough.
All right.
So I think there's that about wrap up day 2.
And then we went and did some like karaoke. It was a good time.
Yeah, we did some more karaoke.
Sang some Manowar songs, sang some non-Arctica songs, sang some
Camelot, Halloween.
Some Halloween, some Carly Rae Jepsen, some Arctic Monkeys, some My Chemical Romance, some Frozen. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Some Copacabana.
Shout outs to Happy Karaoke in Atlanta. Good time. Recommend it. Been there twice. They're very nice people. Well priced. They have
And very fairly priced.
They have a lot of power metal. Good stuff.
No Virgin Steel, no Blind Guardian, unfortunately.
Yeah, no Blind Guardian is the biggest sin there. I guess Koreans don't like Blind Guardian.
It's hard to sing.
It is, but that doesn't stop.
You need 8 people to sing it properly.
You need a lot of Hansies. We've only got one.
They should try to put Mayan on the karaoke.
Oh gosh. I didn't look for Mayan. We have to like all enter the room individually at like the right time for dramatic effect.
With the hammer symbol.
Oh, do the sign of the hammer.
Sign of the hammer. That's the meme for this ProgPower. Last year the meme was Doublegeddon. This year the meme is Sign of the Hammer at inopportune times.
If you're listening to this and you come to ProgPower Stadium 3 and 4, walk up to us and do the sign of the hammer, and I'll give you $1.
Manowar, please don't sue us.
Or do.
I had to say that in the last
I mean,
episode,
Manowar,
too.
if you want to sue us, do it. We'll get more publicity out of it than you will.
Yeah, but we can't afford a lawsuit.
We could give them $20. I'm sure they'd take it.
I think they want more than $20. You think they give a shit about that? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know what they give a shit about.
I'll give you $20 if you sue us.
Depends on
and
how
we'll get more
true
publicity
it
out
is.
of it than
How
you.
true it is.
True metal people, would they do it?
I don't know.
But just think of the publicity we'd get if Manowar sued us publicly. Do you know how many people would like tune in to check what we're about?
There's a lot of people who would be
Like thousands of people.
Okay, so think about the arch enemy thing. How many more people are looking at that dude's photos now?
Lot.
Are there?
Probably.
I didn't.
Are you looking at his photos?
No.
There you go.
Yeah, but Manowar is like in vogue as being assholes.
That's true. They're very well known assholes.
So if Manowar came out
Luca
to be
really
assholes,
hates them.
Does
Or
he?
Specifically Joey DeMaio.
That's fair.
Yeah. I don't know if he actually hates Manowar.
Joey's like the asshole of Manowar though. Like
Yeah. I guess that all I remember is there's an interview, and evidently Luca does not want to talk about Joey.
well, it's because Joey ran Magic Circle.
Yeah. It has
And Magic
everything-
Circle dicked over.
It has everything to do with
Rhapsody.
Magic Circle, and evidently Luca feels very wronged by it. So I think
I mean, I
that's-
can understand why he feels wrong about it. He had to change the name of his band because of it,
Yeah, some dumb
among
shit.
other
I
things.
think
I'm
that was
sure.
actually before, but whatever.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought they changed to Upfire because of the Magic Circle.
No, it's because of the Rhapsody
Yes.
music service.
Yeah. That's that thing.
They were
It's around the same
before
time.
then, but I guess their lawyers aren't as good. Anyway, please, Galnerius, come back to the fucking United States, please. We love you. You're amazing.
Seal, you're a god.
See you as a fucking legend.
Please, Manowar, sue me. I fucking dare you.
He's a new legend. You know what I'm saying? That's a Galnerius song. Anything else to say other than stay powerful?
May your stores stay wet.
Don't sue us.
Don't sue us and stay powerful. Good night.
Stay powerful.
Sup, nerds? Welcome to Powerful, a power metal podcast. This is Stella. I clearly haven't been here because these guys record too fucking late, but I'm here today. And I'm here with a whole circle of people. There's a lot of people in this room. I've got Andrew Biscuit.
Hi. Hello.
There's Cliff.
Hello.
And there's Brett. Yeah! Yeah! And there's Kyle, our only responsible person here.
I'm doing lots of shilling this weekend, guys.
Sophia.
Hi.
John.
Hello.
And Danny Rand, Immortal Iron Fist.
Subanashi.
Fuck yeah.
He's a Woo assassin now.
He's a Woo assassin as well.
Yeah, we've moved on from the Iron Fist.
And please, I've been shilling equally as well.
We've been making Woo assassin memes all night. 5 singers in Mayan. Woo singers.
You're a day
Woo
late there. We
assassins.
talked about mine
I
yesterday.
am late. But today we were talking about day 3.
How many bands were there today? Were there Woo bands?
Woo, no. Wait,
Woo
how
plus
many bands
one.
were there?
There were 6.
There were
Woo
6.
plus one.
Woo plus 1.
Man, these
God damn
1:30
it.
a.m. podcasts are the best.
Yeah, Woo plus 1 bands. Alright, so we opened today with our pals from Paladin.
Palzadin.
Palzadin. Ayy. So, what do you guys have to say about Paladin's set
I
today?
think Paladin was the most heartwarming of the sets, the most wholesome.
It was fun.
It was fun. Yes.
No fun allowed.
Yo,
No.
Paladin fucking slayed, dude.
I can definitely tell
They
had a lot of
shredded
fun.
like harder than anyone today.
Yeah.
By far.
One, they wore the anime shirts.
Yes.
Two,
Wore the anime shirts.
they basically use Sue's special guitar.
Yeah, they knocked
The
out, they pulled out the
ESP
double
guitars.
ESPs for their
Yeah.
big Galnerius influence song.
They did a lot of guitar swapping throughout this whole
I
set.
know.
I'm like,
Kind of slowed things down.
how many guitars were there? I think I counted like
3.
7.
I think they each had 3.
3 each.
Did they
Each
have
had
3?
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Which isn't absurd.
But when they like,
It's like a normal amount of
They
guitars.
stir them so much.
I mean, I don't know.
There's only a certain amount of guitars one can go through the course of an evening.
Maybe this is like
on the whole.
appeasing their
3
sponsors.
is a perfectly average number of guitars.
Maybe they're
for-
like appeasing their
Well,
sponsors or
I think
something.
it might make sense because they're actually from Atlanta, right? So they
Yeah.
probably didn't have to transport as much.
Oh yeah, they can just drive all their stuff over.
They just put in the van. I've got to check it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I assume they're all tuned differently or something, or have like different pickups or something. I don't know.
Guitars work. I'll assume that's right.
I honestly think they might. I was not paying attention to how each of the songs were. I'm not familiar with the source material, but it is possible that they might have each been different tunings, different drop tunings.
Like that's
That would make sense.
I think that's the entire intent to having multiple guitars with you, is so that you can swap tunings on the fly.
Yeah, I think the crowd really responded well to Paladin. You know, these were like the last minute local edition, but lots of hype behind these guys.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in the community already knew them because they're like local,
I saw a lot of
like
Paladin shirts
kids. Yeah, there were so many Pally shirts, and
they got the crowd singing along to Carpe Diem at the end. With the whoa-whoas.
whoa.
They acknowledge that whoa is a power metal staple, which is very, very true.
Yeah, Taylor is kind of adorable on the mic. He's like kind of, I don't know.
He's awkward.
He's the
but
awkward,
not-
soft-spoken guy.
Yeah.
But he plays it off so well. He's like so chill.
The bassist Andy, I think his name is.
He's very charismatic. He gave a great
Yeah,
crowd
because
hype
like
speech.
while Taylor and Alex are like swapping guitars and drinking water, they have the bassist Andy just go and talk shit. that's their banter section.
Yeah.
They need to play that up more, I think.
Yeah, and I think they exceeded expectations too. I think they're like you said, the last minute fill in.
Oh, I was so stoked when they got filled in.
They were
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
much better.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be.
Who they filling
were
for?
Much more
Windrose.
Yeah, Windrose.
I much preferred Paladin to Windrose.
Nah, I prefer Windrose.
Windrose
But
isn't-
after this performance, I don't know. I'd have to hear Windrose because initially I'm like, I clearly want Windrose. After this performance, I'm like, That was really great. So, you know what? They impressed me.
I feel like this performance is going to be really good for their career. Like,
their
I don't
cred.
know what they're doing with their DVD, but I hope that Galnerius
They
gets
filmed
to
the whole
watch
thing.
it.
Yeah, they filmed
Yeah.
the entire set tonight, which is cool.
Hopefully they put all of it out.
They played a Lost Horizon cover, which lots of people are asking about.
Oh,
Yeah, so this was like the coolest moment. So their album isn't long enough to fill a whole set. So
because they only have one album.
they have one album.
And it's really short.
So
And they didn't even play the whole thing.
So as like
Yeah.
a gimmick, and it was the best gimmick I've ever seen. They threw inflatable swords out at the audience, so they all held up their swords while they played a cover of "Perfect Warrior" by Lost Horizon, and it was amazing.
It was amazing. Everybody like knew the chorus, and everyone was like waving their plastic swords in the air, like true
the
plastic
big,
sword
like the
warriors.
big whoa to start "Perfect Warrior."
Andrew had a sword.
I've got a sword.
Andrew had
You're not
Andrew
lose that.
has two swords.
Double sword.
You are now
No,
Lewis.
I only have one.
Yep.
One is Neb's.
What about? Oh.
I'm going to be getting my sword signed tomorrow, as well as my CD that I purchased, because I hadn't gotten around to buying one yet.
A signed sword that you don't get that too often.
No.
do they?
Yeah, that's very special.
It's
They
cool
had-
merch.
It was like the first band of the
It's
day,
historic.
and they had a mosh pit during their last song for Carpe Diem.
They had a mosh pit. I didn't see them because I was so up in front.
I heard it was a
which is
pretty
not
good
a
pit.
problem.
I heard it
like
was-
being up in front, but
I heard it was the best pit all festival so far.
really.
Like, over Insomnium.
Oh, okay. We can have a pit review for later in
So
this
Andrew, what's your
cast.
definition of a good pit?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
tell us the characteristics of a good pit.
So, it can't be too big for the amount of people in the pit. Because a lot of times you'll get a pit that's far too large, surface area wise, for the amount of people in it. So now you've got like 6 people that have to run 20 feet across the pit
One dude.
to run into someone. That's absurd. The
That's
pit
too
needs to
much
be smaller.
running.
You need to have like a certain collisions per like, 10
Yeah,
seconds.
there needs to be a collision density.
How
collision
important
density.
is symmetry of the pits?
Doesn't matter. But
Don't
what
matter,
you do need,
okay.
the most important part of a pit, other than the collision density, is you need willing participants to ring the pit to shove people back in.
That is important. Just
Otherwise, you're not going to control the chaos.
keep the momentum going.
You got
in
to
that
keep the
direction.
chaos controlled. Otherwise, it'll spill into the rest of the crowd. People will get angry,
Well,
Okay.
you heard it.
or
you
people
heard
will
it
get
here.
hurt because people get shoved and don't have someone to shove them back,
Pit
keep them
physics.
upright.
So Paladin
Doing
did
the
it
second
right,
law.
I think I was in the front. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just what I heard.
They opened with the Zelda song, which I loved.
Awakening.
Yeah, Awakening. They also mentioned that they did their Chrono Trigger song. Try to get those video
Black
game
Omen.
fans. Black Omen.
And not only did they open with the Zelda song Awakening, they also walked on with like a Zelda medley.
Yeah,
which
I
is pretty
love
sweet.
that. I was so stoked when I heard Zelda music. As
I asked our local friend Connor if they normally do that, and that is not the norm. They probably did that because it's fucking sweet,
They stepped it up.
Yeah.
and they were recording a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, because we mentioned the Lost Horizon cover on social media and people were asking, so I'm really hoping they post that.
Tons of people are.
Oh my god, I want to see the recordings.
I have like a
It's
shitty
gonna be
recording of
cool.
it, but I want like the proper.
Yeah, I want the proper like 4 or there's like 3 cameras. There's
So-
like one floating one.
Yeah,
and,
hopefully
like,
they put it out.
fixed camera and like a zoom in guy.
I talked to Taylor about it, and I'm like, hey man, lots of people want this Lost Horizon cover. And he didn't really expect everyone to want this Lost Horizon cover. He seemed kind of taken aback by everyone wanting it
They're
so much.
so like adorably
special.
like
It's like a cool thing.
innocent.
Yeah.
No one ever covers Lost Horizon.
Like a group
They
of
should.
adorable
Right, Brett?
group of
Nah,
adorable
I'm gonna
nerds.
pass on those.
Yeah. They're just adorable nerds. I like that we're at eye level. When I talk to Taylor, we're like
Because they're short.
God, they're so short. I love
You
it.
feel respected.
I feel
They're indeed
respect.
adorable nerds. That's
They both
Yeah,
wear
they're
small
adorable
shirts.
nerds.
It's
Yeah.
lovely.
Small shirts. We can swap shirts. I
Dude,
want
they
small
ran
shirts.
out of large shirts at the merch booth
There'll
today.
be more tomorrow.
There's gonna be more
But
tomorrow,
they
but
say
it just
they're
shows
bringing more.
there are a lot of hype around.
Yeah, there is
Paladin.
so much support for them. So shout outs to Paladin. I feel like this is a
They're going places.
ProgPower is gonna do a lot of good things for them.
I'm gonna get a bunch of shit for this, but I think Paladin was my favorite set today.
I agree.
No one is giving you any shit. People are agreeing with you.
Okay.
It was a very
I'm gonna
good
double
set.
down
They're
that.
tied with
I'll
they're
give you
tied
shit
with
for
Seventh
that.
Wonder.
I just
Okay.
assumed people were gonna give me shit for it because Seventh Wonder played today.
Okay, well we'll talk about that later,
We'll get to Seventh
maybe.
Wonder.
Okay, so any other last words on our Paladin pals?
On the Pally Pals.
Pally pals?
Shoe recognizes them.
So you recognize it?
Oh yeah, just one as from Taylor's Facebook or somebody's social media.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was like, "Oh my God, we didn't even have to introduce ourselves. She already knew us and like said hi to us."
He's like, Paladin, I know you. And then apparently they like hugged him or something. I don't know.
Aw.
Like if I had that happen to me and I was a musician, I,
Like,
don't
I
think
would
would have held it together.
I would just like
No,
die. Yeah.
That would have been like the happiest moment of my life. Everything is downhill from that point.
Yeah, I'm sure they're like.
But hopefully
stoked
it's
for
not.
here.
Hopefully everything is downhill in the good way instead of the bad way from this
Yeah.
point.
All right.
It's a bad metaphor because
That's
you're
terrible,
right,
and
we're
this is
bad.
when we silence Andrew and we move on.
Yep.
So we love
Yeah.
you, Paladin.
Yeah,
We hope to see you
TLDR, Paladin was
soon
sick.
in future shows.
Hopefully they get to go to
Paladin was
Japan
sick.
soon.
Yeah, and they'll get to play other festivals in the U.S. and
No,
internationally.
They're
All right.
playing a festival in November in Carolina.
North Carolina Rapid Fire.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's it for Paladin.
Okay, that's it for
Next
Paladin.
up,
Next band that played today was Subsignal.
Subsignal.
Quick question.
Yes.
Who actually sat through Subsignal?
I watched like half of it.
That's
I
pretty-
left.
I went to the gym.
I was waiting for Tommy at the gym. He was not there.
I bought
He wasn't
merch.
there. I was.
I think he was
looking
at the
forward
signing session.
to- Oh.
Brett, were you there?
Nope.
Cliff?
Nope.
I listened to Subsignal when I was at the gym 2 days ago,
Okay,
though.
so Subsignal, I was there for part of it. They're like a proggy, like melodic rock band. They were fine.
They were fine.
I sat in the back and did social media. Posted a lot of Paladin stuff. I enjoyed the half hour or so that I listened to them. They were a good kind of breather band because I was already so exhausted from the night before from Galnerius. Went hard again for Paladin. Had to chill. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say about Subsignal. They're not very metal. Not really what I was looking for, but they worked for my chill time.
They were actually not bad. I listened to 2 tracks of theirs.
People were into it. Like they're getting a lot of crowd support.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people like with their shirts and albums. So what did I listen to? I listened to some stuff from their album La Muerta,
The dead.
The Bells of Lioness and La Muerta title track. I listened to it when I was at the gym, but I totally burned out after Paladin because I can't fucking stand or walk. And Joey's not allowed to eat jerky because we're recording.
We're gonna hear the shit out of
Okay,
that.
just open your jerky. We'll just embrace the noise.
Or Darko can cut it. He's not
Alright.
gonna cut it. He didn't cut the thing I told him to cut.
Who cares?
Oh, wow.
Oh, no
Doesn't
worries.
matter.
It's all good. Okay, so that's it for Subsignal from you guys.
Alright, Baron Earth's next?
Yeah, let's talk about Barren Earth. So,
So during Barren
Yeah,
Earth,
how's
I
Barren
was in line for the Seventh Wonder signing.
Thank you for being with me there, by the
I was
way.
waiting with Sophia.
We still have to listen to a little bit of
We
it.
got to listen. So they're like proggy death metal. I wasn't really in the mood for death metal. I was in the mood for
Oh my
talking
God.
to Tommy and giving him a business card and probably weirding him the fuck out. So Tommy, when you inevitably listen to this, because I know you will,
oh my god.
sorry for weirding you the fuck out.
What did you do, man?
I thanked him. I told him we have a podcast, gave him a business card, told him if he wants to talk, we're down to talk.
Better than what I did when I
Okay,
met him.
that's pretty good. What did you do?
Nope.
No, he has to. He brought it up.
That sounds like a juicy
on.
story.
No, he has to. He brought it up. That's the rule.
Yeah.
No.
Sophia and I, we went to go see Dragon Force and Camelot play at the what was it? The Blue. It was at
The House of
downtown-
Blues.
The House of Blues, and we got to go meet Camelot. I told them they were my second favorite band behind Dragon
Second
Force.
favorite.
Nice.
band. Wow.
Alright, keep in mind
That's
this
okay
was
if they're opening for that.
this was 4 years ago.
That sounds like something I'd do.
Wow, what a jerk. You're my second favorite band.
That's a
How would you-
compliment.
That's up
Then
there.
they're gonna be like, wait, who the fuck is their first favorite band?
Yeah, it's the
then?
band they're opening for. I
It's
think
still a
that's acceptable.
compliment.
What if it's their
You're
favorite
better than
band?
everyone except for one band.
That's kind of a weird compliment.
If I'm not mistaken, Dragon Force is opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was.
Yeah, Dragon Force.
Am I backwards?
I got to meet Mark Luke.
Not now.
So
Okay.
Barren Earth. How
So
about
before
those
we
guys?
incite a divorce here, let's talk about Barren Earth.
They sounded okay from the hallway.
So, was anyone inside beside Cliff and I?
Were you there?
Were you
Yeah.
there? Oh, wow.
Why aren't you talking, man? What are you doing?
What do you mean?
that's what I was
Waiting for an opening.
waiting for an opening. Which I
Okay.
just made.
Now's your chance.
Baron Earth actually ended up opening with Further Down, which is the song I was most expecting or hoping for, and lo and behold, hey, there you go. First track, fantastic. Gonna be honest, I didn't know what they looked like, so when they stepped out, it's not what I was expecting. But
Were they not just like metal dudes?
they looked pretty metal, but I don't know. The style of music that they chose doesn't seem to match the appearance. I think if they played power metal instead of just grimdark melodeath, I guess they were a little bit more mellow later. But they did a really good job there. I was surprised when they late in the show closed. They closed with was it Flicker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was probably one of the more impressive songs too. But that one, I think I only listened to once. But after hearing it, I'm like, oh, I really need to revisit it because I think I only touched their. Is that the debut? I can't. Okay, it's the Flicker's on the debut. Heard it once, and I'm like, I guess I was just trying to get through to so I could listen to, I guess, Further Down again. But ultimately, that one was good. Flicker was good, and I think they had a bit of a lull in some of their songwriting, and I'm not sure I was really fond of some of their banter about like, oh no, we haven't practiced in we're not practiced. We haven't had what was it? Live.
So it seemed as if they were trying to lower expectations somewhat because they made a point of the fact that they hadn't played a show in 15 months.
Was it like self-deprecating humor or?
I think that's what
caring?
he was attempting, but it didn't come across as well.
That happens.
Language
But-
barrier?
Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
He might have just been a dick.
It's entirely possible.
It happened too.
Regardless of that, I didn't generally change I think it changed the energy of the banter, but not necessarily the songs, which I think were still well put together, and I think they actually performed it quite well.
Yes.
How's he on your vocalist power ranking? Oh no, it's harsh vocals.
That's harsh vocals.
Alright, we'll get to that.
Even though I did plenty of clean, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
We can end with that.
When?
Yeah, we'll end with that. Your status on your vocalist of the week.
Yeah.
All right. So, any other comments on Baron Earth?
I should probably be a nice person and listen to them later.
They have good studio stuff. I really enjoy their studio albums.
Fair enough.
It's very moody, proggy death.
Further Down. It's an amazing song.
Further down. You heard it here
It's
first.
something to listen to when you're chilling at home.
Chill at home.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, this festival is so long. Like, it's just really hard to catch everything. Okay, so did anyone catch Psychotic Waltz
So
this evening?
I was told that
Heard a lot of
they
good
were-
things about them.
I was told they would be very good. And I was like, shit, maybe I should catch that. But then I'm like, I need to lay down and drink and eat food.
Yeah.
So I didn't
Fair.
pay attention to that.
Yeah, I think all of us were walking back from the Airbnb right as Psychotic Waltz ended.
Ben saw them and said they were okay.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right. Well, thanks, Ben. And
Thanks,
I'm
Ben.
sure they were okay or better.
Everyone was
We
Ben a
were
good one.
walking up to the venue, and some other group was leaving the venue right after Psychotic Waltz, and they gave us shit for not seeing Psychotic Waltz.
I'm like,
Oh,
bro,
that's the
we
best
have to
set.
eat and drink.
But
water.
that means maybe it was good.
Yeah, maybe.
For
Yeah.
the people who wanted to watch Psychotic Waltz and
Or
not
maybe
go
it's just
to-
another prog band that I don't care about.
Could be.
Ultra Prague. Okay. Well, you know what's not Ultra Prague? Ordenogan.
Or Nogan, arena metal is fuck.
Arena Metal. Ordenogan.
Tempo.
So what was their
Good
change in
tempo.
their lineup?
So they, like, were you gonna say something important?
No, I was just gonna disagree with Larry's mid-tempo debate.
Okay.
Well, let's wait for that.
Okay, let's that'll be later in the conversation. But Ordenogan had some lineup changes because
some difficulties.
their guitarist couldn't make it.
Yeah, so the guitarists had a thing, so they had like the singer step up and do guitar, but then like the bassist had to like switch around and do, I guess it was a whole.
The
Yeah,
bassist
bassist was playing guitar.
And the lighting guy
Was playing bass.
But she
Yeah.
actually did a pretty fucking good job.
He was also
yeah.
playing bass though, so who knows?
So
How
they,
about Joe?
they like learned their like different parts in like 12 hours or something, is what they said. So-
Seb legitimately does play guitar, so I don't think he really had to learn much. But the other guys definitely had to step up.
Yeah, so props to them for making it work on such short notice with the complications. What did you guys think overall of Ordenogan?
I really liked it. I really enjoyed it.
We really liked it. I really liked it too.
I fell asleep for the first 3 songs, and then
Well, no one asked you.
I thought they did a really good job. I did notice that Sebastian took a very safe route to singing.
He's got the crowd to do everything for him.
Yeah, there's a song in particular, and I wish I remembered the name, but he tried it very early. It's a "Come with me to the other side."
Come with
and he's
me
like,
to
he
the
does it to the intro
side.
in a full octave. He actually doesn't change anything. And then during the chorus, he's like, "I'm not gonna try this except for one chorus." He's like, "I'm gonna," because it's a little high for him. And it's not even that high. Actually, the intro is actually supposed to be done by a woman.
Coming with me is a duet with somebody else.
So, but a lot of times he was like, "I'm gonna." They layer it with multiple octaves. He's like, "I'm gonna do the lower octave. I'm gonna do the harmony and other stuff." He took always the safe route the whole time, and I think I appreciate more daring approach to just sing it the way it's supposed to be. So I had to take back there, but it was still good because he didn't. At least he didn't try to do the high part and fuck it up. That's probably
true.
worse.
Yeah. No, I feel like that was a good decision. It might be because he was just vocalist for the previous show, so he hasn't played guitar and vocals on stage in a while.
Yeah, because also if it was sometimes some guys, it's hard for them, from what I've heard, from the switch between, especially since his pitch as a guy is more mid versus being upper, more baritone versus being a tenor. To switch to that upper female octave might have been too much of a jump for him.
Yeah, and jumping between your chest and head voices can be difficult. So if on the studio they're like, "Don't worry about the rest of the thing, just sing the high part of the chorus, and then we're gonna say cut." That's easier to do than just, all right, you're in the middle of a show,
and you're
now
like
jump up
switching back and forth
now
to the
go back
high
down to the verse
octave.
because it's low. It's like on Gunman, if he was trying to do the low verse then jump to the top of it, I think that would just be probably a little too strained to
like
extent.
I am the
Like going from like the "I'll hunt you down" to the I can't. Do that.
Yeah, obviously
Yeah.
I can't.
I could do it under normal circumstances. You know I could, Brett.
Of course, your voice is so
My voice,
low
as our
and deep.
listeners know, is so amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's so high pitched that I can't even imagine.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But
well, the energy for the Order no Gan show was amazing. I think that was the biggest crowd I've seen all day.
Shout out to the
Pirates.
The mosh.
The mosh
Pirates,
pit.
yeah.
it was-
actually,
It was really fun to watch.
Bill Mosh Pit for Orton Hogan. During We Are Pirates, they did the classic sit down and pretend to row
sit down
a
in
boat.
a row, your pirate ship.
Like Ailstorm had that last year. I've seen it at Ensiferum shows. It's a great time to see people fucking around on the ground.
It was a really fun pit to watch because
So
there was
much
the
fun,
rowing,
yeah.
there was like jumping in a circle.
Oh, there was the happy jump pit.
Dude, they had like a chorus line, like kicking.
There was
Oh
this
my
there was
God,
this
that's
motherfucker
so
that kept
horrible.
showing up with a horse mask.
Yeah.
He had like a horse mask on, and then he would disappear, and then he would like bring it back out randomly.
Also, have to
Everyone would
mention,
go wild.
Also, have to mention the Captain Morgan cosplayer in the front.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the pirate cosplay.
Yeah, he was there for Ailstorm last year, but I guess
Wow, he's number one pirate fan.
But it was definitely a fun pit to watch.
Yeah, and it's a fun show because Orton Hogan's whole thing is like they're catchy choruses with like lots of people singing it. So they don't
Yeah,
have,
like
a
on the
zillion
albums,
layers.
they're all like group vocals,
It
and I
sounded- he
think to
sounded
make up
so
for
weird.
that, they just want the crowd to sing the
Yeah,
choruses.
for sure. I thought
Well, and
sounded
they
really weird.
cranked the reverb on the mic like way the hell up,
Yeah.
and it kind of pulled me out of it a couple times. Like
So this isn't their first time, right?
No, we saw them in 2014.
I thought this was a debut.
No, we saw them in 2014 when In the End came out.
So
Yeah.
how would you compare this to their previous?
I feel like they improved because back then I was just like, oh, they're kind of cool, I guess. Like at that time that was the first time I heard of Order no Gan.
It had been 5 years, so
Yeah, it's been 5 years, and I think they really like they went full head into that like chant heavy group
yeah.
vocal
They played
style.
one old song, which was like the most power metal song that they played.
Their encore. Yeah.
No, it's the one from Veil. I don't remember
The one
title.
from, like, their
It's
very
kinda
first
bad.
To New Shores of Sadness.
Yeah,
Their encore
yeah.
was
Shores of
also on
Sadness. Their encore was from In the End.
That's from In
As
the End. That's
things
like
we
3 albums
believe in.
Yeah, that's an old song.
Something cold, dead,
End
and
is
gone.
now.
In the
That was
End
like
is
the turning
In the
point.
End is
What are we
like
saying? Are we saying old or like not most recent old?
In the End is like 2013
Okay.
or something.
Yeah, it was like
Come on, get your facts straight, bro.
I thought we were saying old is not the most recent album.
I was saying old.
Okay. There's ancient and then there's regular old.
Yeah, like there's Brett.
So Vale is ancient. Indiana is regular old. But anyway, I thought they were pretty good. I don't know. I'm not like super into them, but I respect them.
Yeah,
And,
this was a show I was looking forward to because I'm like, wow, the crowd's gonna really sing along a lot with this, and that's exactly what I got.
Yeah, I like didn't realize how big they got. I basically because they're not. I'm not really into that style of power metal, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I know you're not, but I think
Yeah.
Gunmen did very well for them.
yeah, no, that was great.
Yeah, they went from opener to.
Yeah, they went from like the first or second slot when we first saw them in 2014 to like
Number 5.
second to last slot. They even had an encore.
Yeah,
Like
so
they're
well-deserved.
really well deserved. Great show.
It was a good encore song too. I think that's their best song.
Things we believe.
Cold, Dead, and Gone.
Yeah, they. So when I first heard that song, I thought they were saying "Ord No Gone," like the name of their band, because I'm looking at the lyrics. Because he says "We are."
We are
Gone.
Cold, Dead, and Gone.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I know. It felt really weird to be like all happy shouting "Cold, Dead, and Gone."
It's
You're
metal,
just like,
and-
what am I?
Yeah.
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 I
what
think
am
it's their
doing?
best song. It's definitely my favorite song.
Well, I think
I didn't like Gunman
Gunmen
very much, but I definitely like that album a lot.
They played the best song, "Forlorn and Forsaken," off of that album, so that's good. Forsaken and Forlorn, whichever the order is.
Forlorn and Forsaken. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I enjoyed doing finger guns on Gunmen. We are
you
the
Yeah,
finger guns.
we were finger gunning.
Yeah, we were finger gunning each other, and we were like
Yeah.
rowing inappropriately and
Yeah.
up in the stands. So
I shot Brett a couple times. He didn't notice.
Yeah, we just finger gun each other. Yeah, show was fun for all, whether you're into
Me
pit or
and
not.
Stella had a good time. I think
We put our sunglasses on and just like made faces at each other the whole time.
during some of the slower parts, I was like going through my Atma Black library trying to find some new stuff. It was a good time.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Yes, I listened to the new Migwa album.
The new
but
Migwa album.
I was like, I didn't want to talk about the new Migwa album while I was watching Orden no God. Like, let's talk about that later. And then you said Migla, and I was like, what?
I said Migwa.
I don't know. I was trying to watch Orden no God. Why are you talking about black metal albums to me? Even though... Anyway, so at this point, we were waiting for the ProgPower 21 video roster announcement.
Yay! So who is
Okay.
playing at days 3 and 4?
All right,
Sophia,
let's-
go.
Alright, so I have the list pulled up here, and for some of the bands I had absolutely no fucking clue what they were. I actually went and Googled them.
So who are we starting out with on Friday?
Shattered Skies.
Prague.
Who is Shattered Skies?
Alright, so they are a unsigned progressive metal band.
We're gonna have a lot of progressive metal bands.
I don't know if they're signed or not. Again, I couldn't find that much. Apparently, there's also a game called
Right.
Shattered Skies.
That sounds about right. Where are they from?
I mean,
UK, right?
No,
Okay.
Ireland.
Wow. Okay, well, you
How about
close
the
enough.
Ireland and England. So
UK is inclusive.
no, UK does not include Ireland.
Oh, really?
Northern Ireland.
I'm so bad at geography. Don't listen to me.
And then we got the whole Brexit thing. Don't worry about that.
Oh, God, please. She doesn't confuse
In that
me.
general vicinity.
This is Ireland, comma, England.
It's over there.
Okay.
I went and looked, and apparently a lot of people on the Facebook are very hyped about. Apparently, it's been something that ProgPower's been trying to get at for the show for a while.
Yeah,
now.
but who are they? What do they do?
They're
They play
Prog.
Ultra Prague.
But-
They play the music.
The Prog, and I'm still trying to
Well,
find.
hopefully it's good prog.
There was a very significant positive crowd reaction to that.
Yeah, you can kind of tell which ones people get hyped for with like the cheers.
Next up, or
Who's next?
Witherfall.
Witherfall.
Yeah! This is a good one. This will be a cool one. An actual band with some oomph behind them, you know?
Yeah, it's like progressive power metal. We've liked a few of their albums.
So Prague, not Prague, Prague.
It's
Prague.
It's prog power.
It's Prague. And Joseph
Yeah.
Michael's
It's more
probably one of the best.
powerful than Seventh Wonder is.
Yeah.
It's
Seven Thunder is not power metal like at all.
Michael's probably one of the better active singers today. So
Joe Mike?
Yeah, Joe Mike.
Joe Mike.
Is generally he's incredibly good. He obviously is there earlier in the festival. It was amazing. So we'll get to see him next year. Just as the different act. It'll be nice because we've got many good songs.
Yeah, it's nice to have the same people back with their multiple projects. Okay.
Obviously.
The next
This
band.
is one that you said that you're familiar with, Eternal Tears of Sorrow.
Eternal Tears of Sorrow
That
from
sounds like a
Finland.
parody name.
More Prague.
No, it's like prog death metal. I used to listen to them like when I was first year college student in like 2000, early 2000s.
Was this edgy Stella?
Huh?
Was this edgy
This is
Stella?
edgy Stella.
Like,
I didn't realize.
Eternal tears of
sorrow. Yeah, I didn't realize that they were still around because I kind of like started listening to other stuff, and I didn't know people still liked them, but I guess they do.
Apparently.
Question mark?
I just want to make fun of her name.
It's a cool name. Well, no, I think I wanted to listen to them because I thought their name was cool, but then again, I was like a really edgy like 19-year-old, so.
We've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there. Alright, so yeah, looking forward to maybe, I don't know, revisiting Eternal Tears of Sorrow, seeing what they've been up to.
Nostalgic.
Yeah, nostalgia. Which is, I guess, the theme of this next year's ProgPower, it seems.
Nostalgic prog. No project? Oh,
Yeah.
we'll work on that one.
Yeah, we'll work
Workshop
on that one, or we won't, because that's really bad. Okay, so next band.
Night Flight Orchestra.
This is a cool one.
Yeah, I was actually kind of happy seeing them. I don't listen to that often, but
So prog or not prog?
they're prog.
Are you the prog or not prog guy?
Pretty much every band is prog now, dude.
Ultra prog.
It's no longer prog.
No, it's not prog or not prog, it's prog or ultra prog.
It's progger.
It's prog progger with a
Prog or ultra
splash
prog?
of
Yeah.
riffs.
Splash of riffs is good. I like that. Okay.
It's just
It's the La Croix.
Yes, you know how LaCroix
of power metal festivals.
LaCroix is like a hint of lime. This is a hint of power.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is like White Claw, except with
Except without the alcohol.
which is just LaCroix.
Not with a lot of alcohol.
We're making
There's
a
a lot
sound
of
the hammer
alcohol.
right now because we can. All right. Next band.
Next band.
Well, person.
Jeff Scott Soto, and he's doing a tribute to Queen.
Oh yeah, so the dude from Sons of Apollo.
JSS.
He was really cool. Jeff Soto.
He's a really good singer.
The tribute
Very
to
good, yeah.
Queen thing that was a little odd.
I'm not sure anyone asked for a tribute to Queen though.
Queen's
But
big
people
right
were
now.
singing along to Radio Gaga and then like We Are the Champions. So
You're not
I don't
gonna
know.
not
I feel
sing
like it
along
would
to
just
that,
be
okay?
I guess you can't
It's
not
Queen.
sing along
People
to
like
that.
Queen. People like good vocalists.
Yeah.
I
Put
see
them
nothing
together.
wrong with this.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
And
this.
he, based off his performance last year,
He was really good.
Holy-
He's
This
an
dude sat
amazing
next to you,
frontman.
Andrew.
Yeah, I
and
know.
Made you sing Van Halen.
I know. He's a very good singer. I said that. I don't know if I want a Queen tribute.
See, you
at,
don't like Queen?
at
You
my
hush your
Prog Power
mouth,
Festival.
good sir.
No, that's a
I,
good point.
I would
right?
have rather have a power metal band get slotted in.
But I
over
want to sing
JSS
along to Queen.
Well, for like some people, like they do actually save up for this festival. So like,
Yeah.
this is what they have to think about. Is like, is this
Yeah,
worth like my
that's
time
true.
and
Because
investment?
that's what I'm thinking about for next year.
Yeah, it's like, do I want a power metal band or do I want to sing along to Queen?
Yeah.
I can do either.
I want this as I go to Prog Power because it gets me power metal acts that I'm not going to otherwise see, and getting Jeff Scott Soto doing Queen tributes where I think he's touring anyway to come through.
So in a sense, you kind of make it sound like this is almost like a filler.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. It could also be, maybe they're trying to get some USA guaranteed
'Cause he is
performances.
American, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think they're trying to play it a lot safer
yeah.
Americans.
because they've got Witherfall as well.
American, yeah.
there's
And there you
also there's also the fact that days 1 and 2 technically haven't been announced.
Yeah, Days 1 and 2 haven't been announced yet. At this point last year, like,
PowerQuest,
Days
yeah.
1 and 2 were already announced,
They were.
right?
I think there are a hell of a lot of people that aren't the core Prog Power crowd that are incredibly hesitant about purchasing tickets at the moment.
Could be.
At the moment.
It might
like-
not sell out as quick this year. Probably won't.
Okay, well, we'll see. I'm wondering when they're gonna announce Day 1 and 2, though, because there's not any announcements.
They said Power Plus was definitely a thing.
And
PowerQuest is on-
they're not going to
Okay, well,
announce
too bad
it
I don't really
until
care
it's
about
set in
PowerQuest.
stone.
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough.
Alright,
Yeah.
the last
Headliner.
Headliner.
Conception.
Conception.
I was there when Brett's wife went wild.
Oh yeah, she like lost her mind.
Yeah, and they actually started doing shows in Europe, doing throwbacks to some of their previous releases from Flow and a lot of stuff from Parallel Minds. So it'll be really nice for anyone outside of that area. They're not actually going too terribly far away from where they live. So for anyone who wants accessible con, which should be everyone, but it should give you access to that because it's nice they do a newer rendition of like Roll the Fire and other good stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if their set list now they're gonna mix some new and like classic tracks.
Yeah, and also they're crowdfunding a new album, so depending on the timing of things, which I've already thrown money at them.
Can I be negative Nancy though? Is that the con of today is not necessarily the con that was at his height back in the early 2000s.
And he's still better than 99.9% of people, though. So.
Not really.
Okay.
Honestly, at this point, there are several modern singers that, compared to him now, I prefer. So, it's something to keep in mind.
Well, if you're a big Roy Khan fan, this is going to be a headliner you want to look out for.
I just want to remember yesterday when I think it was Andrew in this very room said, "Not a chance in hell."
Yeah, dude, I didn't think it was gonna happen.
I do remember that.
I didn't think it was gonna happen.
Okay, well, we should have placed bets and then make Andrew take like 3 shots or something because you lose.
Call me Dr. Faustus because they made a deal with the devil for that one. Ooh,
Hey.
that's a Black Halo reference.
All right. So clever. Jawai might be lost.
Both of those.
You know Camelot, the singer?
Oh, I know Roy Khan.
Yeah, Roy Khan.
Really,
But the only question is,
before Camelot,
prog or not prog?
it's prog or not prog.
Or ultra prog?
Conception is ultra prog.
I do recall, listeners of the podcast, we reviewed Conception's EP a number of months ago.
We didn't really like it.
And none of us liked it. We were like, oh yeah, it's good if you want to listen to Roy Khan, but otherwise it's kind of boring.
That's exactly what I thought. So maybe it'll be good live. I don't know. I think it would be nice to see Roy Khan because like he
because he quit music and then like came back.
Just like Michael Kiske.
Just
for
like
the same
Kiske.
reasons.
Yeah, maybe he like got bored as a not musician.
He quit metal to go be religious for a bit, and then he came back.
Go be religious. All right.
Metal is my religion.
It's the exact same thing that happened with Kiske.
Metal is for everyone.
All right.
It is.
So, just to recap, like, real quick for day 3, it's Shattered Skies, Witherfall, Eternal Tears of Sorrow, The Night Flight Orchestra, Jeff Scott Soto's tribute to Queen, and then Conception.
So for those keeping track, that is 6 progs out of 6.
I was keeping track.
Witherfall is kind of
Yes, the prog or not prog guys keeping
Way more
track.
prog than.
Alright, next up.
Day 4, go.
Day 4. And this one's actually technically, it's symphonic power.
Yeah.
It's Arian, I think.
Not to be confused with Arion.
I don't know anything about this band.
This is actually, it's a much smaller band. I couldn't find all that much looking into it, and this was cursory 5 Google minute search, but this is apparently something that at least Reed from Amaranth has been involved with, so.
Doesn't FaZe like this band?
I've seen this name before, but I haven't really listened to it.
I think it might be him that might, because I thought the name looked familiar.
I basically ignore everything FaZe likes.
That's fair.
Hey!
I think Andy likes this band.
So
that's everything I know about it.
I hear it's not prog.
Yeah, this one is not prog. This one is symphonic power metal.
Thank God.
Okay, next one. So
you win, not prog. We have a scorekeeper here for prog versus not prog.
So right now we're at 1.5 power metal.
No, we're just at 1.
Yeah, we're at 1 not prog. Okay, go next one.
Okay, next one is Thank You Scientist.
So this should be like 3 prog
This
points.
is a lot of prog.
This is prog.
This is ultra prog.
This is prog rock. It's fucking prog jazz rock.
Yeah, this is ultra
Oh,
prog.
that sounds super rushy. Prog jazz rock?
There's always good
Rush
time
sounds
in the
better?
festival to get lunch or something.
True.
Wow. I mean, that's very true. Like, I like went to the gym and like went to
Did you
Chinese
even go
food.
to a festival today?
I went to Paladin and then I chilled out and listened to Cal Decapitation at the gym. And then I had lunch at Chinese Buddha. Shout outs to Chinese Buddha.
Chinese Buddha in Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta. Great food, open late, secret vegetarian menu. Anyway. Thank you, scientist.
Thank you, scientist. What is a thank you, scientist?
So, I haven't listened to much of it. They just auto-played when I had my Caligula's horse playing. I would say Seahorse. Yeah, I would say it's for fans of like Seahorse and like Tesseract and other like prog metal band and stuff. So, yeah, check them out if you are progtastic. Okay,
Have you
next.
like Seahorse?
A little bit.
Alright.
Yeah.
Next up.
Seahorse can also be not heavy, but anyway, go.
And once I'm done saying the name of this, I am going to be very happy. Peace
Go.
in Black.
Beast in Black.
Not power metal though.
Beast and Bon Jovi. But they're not. They're also not prog.
Not
They're
power
not
metal.
prog.
It by the default it goes to prog.
No, it doesn't. We've talked extensively about it on this podcast.
How many power metal songs do they have?
Like two.
One
Like
or two.
one or two. How
Maybe
many
three.
prog songs do they have?
Zero. So power wins.
Power metal.
Not prog wins.
No, they're neither.
We don't have a pop section.
Yeah, well,
It's
not.
fine.
But it's not prog. So it's only prog or not prog. So
Pop is-
they're not
pop is
prog.
They're not
Closer to
prog.
power.
They're not power.
We are not prog. Yeah.
They're gonna play like one power metal song.
They're probably not even gonna play Beast in Black.
They play that one. I checked their set
Do they?
list.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
They play that
Surprise.
one.
All right. Well, this is for fans of Bon Jovi and power metal.
Yeah.
Sad rock.
Mostly Bon Jovi.
Mostly Bon Jovi.
Do note that this is not a festival exclusive, so expect a tour to be announced for North America in the next year.
I am pretty stoked
Sketchy.
to finally see Beast in Black.
Pretty much
I know we
a
talk a lot of
prog
shit about
band.
them, but I think they're gonna be a very fun show.
Shit.
If anyone saw Beast in Black on the announcement and said, "Oh shit, I gotta go see them. I'm going to the festival," hold your horses because there's probably a tour coming.
Oh, speaking of which, I would like to go back and add Conception is Conception is an exclusive. So I just want to.
I imagine it was.
Yeah. That's an exclusive. All right. So Beast in Black, Get High. Okay. Next band.
All right, The Gathering.
The Gathering, another band that I didn't know was still around.
They were inactive until like 2016, 2017.
Yeah, I thought they
shock
disbanded in like the 2000s. Like what?
They did though, right?
So
They
they
did.
disbanded because Annika, what's her face, left.
Yeah, Annika, who was like the star of the band, like left, and then they rebanded in 2017.
With a new singer, and I was briefly talking to one of the guys I know who was part of the power metal, the collaboration project. He actually said he prefers the stuff with a new singer. So
Okay,
But are
well
they
that
prog?
should be interesting. So if you want to revisit some bands that you all were into, like in the past, I guess, check out The Gathering again. So this is prog.
This is prog?
Yeah. So 1 point for prog.
No, point for
Okay.
prog.
So right now we are 2 at prog, 2 for not prog. Okay, next.
You're gonna need to pronounce this dude's name for me because I'm not that familiar with him.
Isan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Yeah. Isan is a singer of Emperor.
Prog or not prog?
Prog.
Prog Death.
Very prog. Yeah, well, yeah, Emperor is like a black metal band, and his solo project actually has some pretty awesome albums, and they are very prog. And he also does like guest vocals on a bunch of Leprous
Are they
stuff.
prog black?
He's like related to Einar somehow, I forget, like by family.
Are they like black prog?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
People seem
Check
pretty
it out.
excited about Isan.
I'm excited about Isan. This is like the only thing I'm excited about, except for the next one.
What other bands would you compare him to?
Check them out if you like Leprous and Emperor.
All right.
That's like really, very closely related. Yeah.
Okay. And the final one.
Drum roll.
Oh, big boy headliner.
It took us a little bit to figure out which one it was. It's Rhapsody. The Torelli Leone Rhapsody.
Torelli Leone Rhapsody. We
Torelli
called
Leone
this one.
Rhapsody.
Good Rhapsody.
The demon and angel DNA variety.
The new math Rhapsody.
New maths
We talked about
resonates.
this last night.
So we have scientists and DNAs.
Scientists
This is
and
one of our
DNA.
guesses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
one of our guesses for headliner, and I'm
Who won?
I think it's closer to power than prog.
it's closer to power than
This
prog.
is
That is power. I would call it power.
yeah, but it's also not prog.
I feel like all of the power bands.
Hey, I wouldn't
have
call
like
it
a
prog,
big
I just call it
old
pretentious.
asterisk next to it.
Okay, it's pretentious.
It's pretentious
I don't
power.
know
Pretentious power.
Yeah, pretend.
I feel like it.
Prep power.
If you were put it into prog or not prog boxes, which
It's
one
not
would you
prog.
pick? Not prog.
No.
Yeah.
Are we 3 for 3?
3 for 3.
3 progs and 3 not progs.
But there's a lot of asterisks
A lot of
on
asterisks.
Yeah, there's a lot of asterisks in the not
So
progs.
in reality,
Yeah.
we're 3 for 3,
With asterisks.
which means we're 3 for 9
With asterisks. Or
with
3 for 12.
asterisks, which means there's only like 2 straight power bands.
Oh, actually, like Friday was
Out of
all
12.
prog.
Yeah,
And
Friday's
then
all
Saturday was 3
out
prog and 3
of
not
the
prog.
12 bands announced, only one is a straight up.
If you count
Power.
Power Quest, they're power. They have literally.
Oh my god, who cares
That's a
about
different day.
Power Quest?
But it's not even the real day because they're saying it might be in a small venue.
It will be in a small venue.
It's still gonna be a real day. Like it's still gonna exist.
It's gonna have less tickets, which is gonna be weird.
Is this the first Rhapsody show in the U.S. in God knows how long?
Like a decade, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first time Fabio
This one
has
is a US
been.
exclusive.
No,
Yeah, this
Fabio
is-
actually toured with Manowar and Holy Hell back in I think 2006.
Okay.
And
that's
subbed for Camelot.
and and stuff for
Oh yeah, that's
so,
right.
yeah.
I forgot about the Camelot stuff.
So
He was-
Fabio's been here a couple times.
So
Also, he wasn't
exclusive.
here for Anger.
He's an
Yeah.
anchor right now.
Yeah,
I mean, Rhapsody.
The Angra tour.
Rhapsody.
Oh, Rhapsody, just
Sweetie,
I don't know if he was if he did a tour before
here's
that.
our local Rhapsody expert. How many Rhapsodies are there right now?
Well, there's two right
Like
now.
seven.
Yeah, there's only 2 active at the moment.
There's been like 5 or
I
6.
think 5.
Now,
Yeah, this is Rhapsody 5.
Yeah.
Is that what we just?
All right, Terilli, Leona, Rhapsody, the Demons and Angel variety
Amazing.
DNA. This is very exciting.
We were really big on their debut.
Yeah,
album.
we love their I love their album. You guys do too.
It's dense. It's
it's
meaty.
It's obese.
It's
an obese
obese.
album.
It's a transcendental experience. New math will resonate in your brain holes.
I hope they bring out a live saxophone for that one.
Oh my god, for I
No.
Am.
They're not gonna do it.
Please.
No way in hell.
No way.
There's no way in hell, but that would be so cool.
There's so many layers on the album. How the fuck are they gonna do that live?
Yeah,
lot
I
of
don't
backing
know.
tracks.
Tracks,
Oh
I
my
guess.
god. Yeah, you know what? There's so much orchestration and layers. I don't understand how this is gonna happen. But
it's
Do they
happening.
play old Rhapsody songs?
so
It's
They
all
do.
easy with new math. So
with new maths.
They do play old Rhapsody songs.
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna take what Luca does in his own free time, which is
Well, they don't even-
This is just my theory. He just plays old Rhapsody, thinking of the good old days, and then asks Conti, "Hey, can you sing a bunch of Fabio shit? Because we're gonna perform, and it's better than my other stuff." So, if they don't play Emerald Sword, I'll be surprised.
They're playing like Knight Rider of Doom and
Yeah.
Dawn of Victory and shit like that.
I think
Yeah.
Glenn's gonna like force them like, please do this for America.
They for his big Prometheus tour, we're like, look at this, we've got this new thing. They closed with Emerald Sword. I'm just
What the heck? He's so nostalgic. Oh my
Okay,
god.
I'm glad we can at least get because I know he
So
had that
funny.
interview a while back where he's like, "Oh, I don't want to play Emerald Sword anymore." It's like, "Fuck you, Luca. You're gonna play."
Bitch, you love playing Emerald Sword. I did not just call him bitch. That's kind of rhetorical. But
Rhetorical
anyway, all right. So what's up?
Band.
Sophia.
all right, so I do want to ask y'all this because I was thinking about this. If you weren't going to be coming here for the podcast or for the podcast, and if you were, as a regular listener, based off this lineup, would you go to the festival?
It would depend on where in the country I live.
I'm kind of struggling.
Yeah, it honestly depends where you live. If I was like
within driving distance of Atlanta,
yeah,
I would
absolutely,
go.
100%. I
But
would
because
go.
I have to get a $400 round trip to the West Coast, then I have to get a week-long Airbnb.
Yeah, it's an expensive festival, and like
It's $1,000 to see one band at this point.
I typically don't go to ProgPower every year. It's usually every other year thing for me. So we're just gonna have to see.
100% in for me.
Yep.
That's perfect.
You can drive. You're a lot closer than we are.
I'm not gonna
He's like a
fly.
day and a
I'm
half
gonna
drive.
fly. I'm gonna fly.
It's a
It's
short
still-
flight for
yeah,
you.
it's still
Yeah, it's not like
Your flight is probably like
Awful.
half my price.
yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I think mine was like $230 when I bought mine.
Yeah.
That's
So
why-
if anyone is like driving distance to Atlanta, Georgia, y'all should go. It's a fun fest.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably not, and we're in just like 3 hours away, so we're probably not going to go. It's not worth it.
I would probably go if I could get fucking plane tickets for $100, but that's impossible.
Yeah.
From Phoenix to Atlanta for $100, no way that's happening.
Hell, you can't.
$100
You
round
can't do
trip.
Nashville to Atlanta.
I would do 100 each way.
All right. Well, we'll see if day 1 and 2 can have anything that'll sway the people on the cusp.
You mean power metal?
Hopefully it'll have some power metal because we are powerful, a power metal podcast, not a progtastic progcast.
Milton's the one that got Galnerius this year, and he said he's cooking some heavy books right now.
Unlucky Morpheus?
So
Just kidding.
We'll see what he does.
You didn't hear anything
If the
from me.
biggest Japanese band couldn't sell it out, they're not going to bring a smaller Japanese band.
Let's see what Milton brings. He has good taste.
Well, if it's Unlucky Morpheus, that's the only thing that's going to change my mind.
Yeah, I think it's right now, there's like 2 bands I really want to see, being Rhapsody and Beast in Black. And I don't think it's worth it to do.
Yeah,
You'll
not yet.
see Beast in Black in LA or in San Francisco.
So this is TBD. All right, so let's move on to the final act of the night that we're gonna just talk about.
This was a
So headliner of day 3 of ProgPower was Seventh Wonder from Sweden. I don't know if you know. Everybody knows them at this point.
We've talked about Seventh Wonder.
Yeah, we've talked about them at length. But yeah, how was the show tonight?
I loved it.
This is their how many time?
This is their 4th time at ProgPower.
3rd or 4th, I thought.
No, this is 3.
He said, Tommy said like 4.
This is the 3rd.
I don't know. 3 or 4. Multiple ProgPower visits.
I think I remember it was 3 because someone had suggested that 3 should be a lifetime limit
Feels nib.
on ProgPower appearances.
Oh, you mean like not Evergrey?
Or could it be
Not
4?
Evergrey, who's done it 9 times.
Jesus.
Wasn't
We were
he
salty
here
about that last night.
as Camelot?
Wait, what?
Wasn't he at ProgPower as Camelot one year?
With Camelot? I don't think
Maybe.
Camelot's played ProgPower for a very long time.
Okay.
2005.
Because I could see that
That
being
was
the reason
still
why
when
he
Khan
said
was
4.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Do you know that off the
So
top of your
Camelot
head?
has
Because
it.
that's Khan
I looked it
trivia.
up today.
Yeah, he's the Roy Khan #1 fan, so.
Number 2.
Number 2. His wife is the #1
Was
fan.
2005 the ProgPower where Conception reunited?
Yep, 2005. Conception and Camelot were Con.
That is crazy.
That's a lot of.
What a hefty year.
Anyway,
So anyway,
Okay,
this performance,
Let's talk about Seventh Wonder.
it was really, really good. Tommy is an incredible frontman. He just has such command of the crowd, and he just makes it look so effortless. While
He has
being-
such command of like furniture. They brought these stand thingies.
And they were like
They were
9-inch table
high
things.
elevated platforms. He did like they were so high. They
box jumps?
were like 2 feet tall. Yeah.
They weren't that tall.
He was
They were like 9 or 10 inches tall.
yeah, they were very tall and they elevated him like way above the crowd. He was doing like box jumps up these things.
The most impressive thing about these tables was that they were like crazy non-slip. Tommy had like a running jump up onto one of them one time, and the box did not move a fucking inch.
And while
It
he was
crazy.
doing that,
Impressive
they played
boxes.
some music.
Yeah, they played some really
They
damn
played
good
some
music.
really good music. And I remember how earlier I was talking about how Sebastian's like, I'm going to take the safe approach.
Oh yeah, this is
Tommy-
literally the opposite.
Tommy was like, every note that's hard, go for it all the way, no compromise, and nailed everyone.
Yeah, like I was like it was hard to hear Tommy because the crowd was so fucking loud at the front. But even when I was paying attention, I'm like, he was hitting things, and I can't even fucking tell if people were hitting things. That's how good he was.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I was expecting him to maybe take a few like octave down stuff, but he didn't. He went for all of them.
he has the range and he has the
the power in
He
his
doesn't need
voice.
He's got the muscles to do it.
I'm glad he left his magical invisible audio knob at home.
Oh my god, that's a Camelot thing. Actually,
I
no.
don't want to know.
Speaking of that, I was
We
kind
no,
of.
I don't
I
want to
missed
know.
his cape.
This cape, his Camelot
Yeah,
cape.
his Camelot cape. It's
Oh,
so
you
cute.
missed his Camelot outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Aw.
His cool jacket.
Oh yeah, his edgy Camelot outfit.
It's like a half cape.
His cape. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to see him again at Camelot. But anyway,
Coming up.
so the set list was kind of interesting.
They started with
the Ever Ones.
Opening track of Tiara. It was a good one.
I was
Yeah.
very happy with that. That was my
Yeah, I love that track as an opener. I think it works really well. And then he jumped right into Welcome to Mercy Falls.
I expected them to open with that one, but
I thought they'd actually stick with the some new stuff from Tiara. So
Yeah, I thought this would be Tiara heavy,
It was
but,
nice
you
they
know,
stepped back
yeah.
to Mercy Falls because I think that's actually a pretty
very
strong
varied
release.
set list. I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They didn't really commit to any one particular album, did they?
Not really. I think it was like 3 songs max from an album.
Yeah, Drew, how many Tiara songs did he
Oh, there
play?
were 3 Tiara songs.
3 Tiara songs.
See, I don't really like most Seventh Wonder. It's not up my alley, really.
Yeah.
I love
Your alley
Tiara.
cat.
Yeah.
Hey, alley cat.
I don't like
Up your alley cat. Yeah. So I think maybe people forget that Seventh Wonder is not a Tommy showcase of vocals band. Seventh Wonder is an ultra prog band.
Like, I don't.
Their focus is like bass solos and like keyboard.
Well, I like bass solos and stuff, but I don't like most of Seventh Wonder. I think the music, not Tommy. I think the music can get all over the place at times.
That's the point. It's ultra prog.
Yeah, because it's ultra prog. So that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
It's just a little too much for me.
It's
but
not for everyone.
I fucking loved Tiara.
Because it's so poppy.
And I was disappointed that they didn't play more off of Tiara.
Yeah, something I think is
That was
actually
surprising,
interesting
though.
on the ultra proggy part. I guess from some of my listens of trying to go through their older stuff,
Yeah.
I kind of missed some things. So when I was like paying, I guess, full attention live, I'm like, that's an amazing bass solo. I don't remember that. So it was nice to call attention to some of the more ignored aspects of power metal, like basses.
Yes.
Yeah, I know,
What?
right? Yeah, so it was
Joke
nice to
callback.
see. I know, right? Yeah,
Like,
so-
and this is like a little thing that Tommy would do on stage is he would always interact with the guitarist and the keyboardist, and whenever they were about to do a solo, which was very frequent, he would point at them and the spotlight would go to them. So it does bring your attention.
And
to
he
it.
like walks off stage sometimes, and so the Seventh Wonder really is about the instrumentals.
And Tommy.
And
both.
Tommy.
It can be
Yeah, I guess.
Like-
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, because I was just thinking, so last year, Day 3 headline was Sons of Apollo, which was like another prog instrument showcase.
Yeah.
So they did it again with Seventh Wonder.
Yeah, except I thought tonight's was really cool. There was just like drums and keys only.
That was a cool section.
Yeah, doing
That
like some
was the
interplay.
montage from Rocky 4.
Was it? Oh shit, well, there you go.
All right, well, I'm
think
glad
it's
we have a
funny.
Rocky fan here.
We spent this whole episode bitching about too much prog, and now here we are.
I am not
raving
bitching about too much prog. This guy is bitching about
But
too much
this
I'm
prog.
not bitching.
This is a good prog band because they have
I'm not
like,
bitching.
fun things.
I acknowledge the fact that it's not for me.
no.
Yeah.
Oh
I
fuck! I
know-
can't say fun.
Yeah.
I know that I know Andrew's big point was that there was not enough stuff on Tiara. I actually think that's perfect that they weren't so focused so heavy on Tiara. I was worried that this would be another situation like with their last visit to ProgPower, was that it would just simply be a full album playthrough. 'Cause
Yeah, because
Tiara
it would be
was an
kind of
album
it would be kind of like expected. I don't know, like expected or like, oh, they're doing an album playthrough again.
I wasn't
'Cause
hoping for.
yeah.
I wasn't hoping for a full album playthrough. I was hoping for maybe 6 songs.
But the thing is,
That's like half
for
a set
people
list.
who are fans like I am of all their stuff, that's like not, you want them to go back and do some of the old
Yeah.
stuff, which is why
This was for fans of Seventh Wonder, not Andrew.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, speaking
I'm not
of,
complaining. You guys
Oh my
keep
God.
bringing it back to me.
okay, we're gonna this isn't about.
Yeah, you're
We're
using
just
me as, like, a
arguing at this
scapegoat.
point.
But
We're
like,
just-
I completely
Okay.
like
You're
concede
missing
that
the
this isn't for me.
Okay, children, babies.
when I
Back to Seventh Wonder. Back to Seventh Wonder. Okay.
Amazing.
So, yeah, back to Seventh Wonder. They did a lot of like throwback songs from their older albums. They did Take the Sky.
Which one's
Yeah. They did Not an Angel.
that was a really
That was
cool.
really good. Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
sick song. I haven't listened to that album before because I've only done. music
Waiting in
songs.
the Wings. That's the album. So if you want to listen to
Yeah,
it.
that one.
it's a really good album.
Yeah, super good. They did a lot of stuff from Great Escape. They did parts of the Great Escape itself, which
Yeah,
I've never heard performed.
I was a little weirded out.
I was
Wait,
like-
they've been going
Yeah,
on
the
for a
30
while.
minutes
This is
song.
Great Escape.
Like just
Oh, shit.
a little piece of it.
I was like,
They start talking about Aniara.
Yeah. They start talking. It's the one where it goes, "Shine your light, something something. Words are hard in this
I was
song."
thinking, why did they
Dude, speaking
just
of
take-
words in songs, the crowd knew like fucking everything.
Yeah, it's weird because like I honestly haven't listened to Seventh Wonder like for a few years now, but all the words are like fucking ingrained in my brain because I listened to it so much like a few years ago.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
I should.
So it's like riding a bike. You just don't forget.
I guess so. I knew parts of it.
Crazy.
I knew Tiara's.
I was like, I didn't even know I knew the chorus to Hide and Seek until it played, and I was like, I know about the fire. I'm like, how do I fucking know that?
Dude, the fire.
This is like useless shit floating around in my brain.
I didn't
It's not
remember.
useless.
I didn't even think I remembered the lyrics to Alley Cat, and I was just like,
Baby.
Yeah, they did the baby part a lot.
Yeah, when do you get somebody making a power metal whatever crowd shout baby? You know?
But I think
That's
that
weird.
goes back into why you're
There's-
saying Tommy is a really good showman. It's
Oh, he's
because
an excellent.
he
showman.
knows how to interact not only with his band but also with the audience.
Yeah.
He knew that like because he knew the lyrics, he could get more audience engagement.
Yeah.
And that actually makes the
I
show
think
better.
my favorite moment in the entire set was at the end of the ballad. He let the crowd finish the song.
Right.
They all knew the lyrics, sang it.
Oh yeah,
That was
Tears.
amazing.
Yeah, you did Tears for a
He
Father.
just stood there and basked in it, and you could tell that was a hugely emotional moment
That
for him.
honestly nearly made me cry for some reason. I am also a very emotionally sappy person in general, but that ballad, everyone sing along, nearly made me cry.
Yeah, Tears for a Father is a beautiful song. In 2014, I was in the pit for that, so I didn't get to see how cool it looks when everyone's holding their phone up. It was like a sea of stars.
The pit for
I turned around.
For
Yeah.
for that song, I was actually standing right in front of Matt Smith for the Theocracy,
Was he
and I got to
singing
hear
it?
him sing it beautifully.
Oh man, you had
He
a
was the
Matt,
only voice I could hear.
you had a Matt
It
Smith
was
cover of Tears for a
You're in a
Father.
prime position. You
It was
get that.
beautiful.
Damn.
So what I hear is we need to try and get Matt Smith to cover that song.
No,
Matt
I'm not
Smith.
saying that.
No, that was a beautiful moment between Andrew and Matt
Yeah, it
Smith.
was a nice intimate moment that only I knew I was having. That sounds weird.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things was they ended with Exhale.
That's their closer. I looked
That's
at
their closer
I looked at their
nowadays?
set list for like the last couple things they did, and they closed with Exhale,
So I'll talk about this.
which I love. Exhale.
I love Exhale. Exhale's a great song, but I think because they didn't play enough of the Tiara theme over the course of their set, it lacks some of the emotional tie-up kind of punch that it could have had.
Tiara's theme isn't in that song though.
It is.
Yeah,
It is
it
very
is.
prominent towards the end.
Yeah. Exhale is kind of almost like the wrap up for the album.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah,
listen to the
it's-
album,
Tiara's-
Exhale is really good. To
Tiara's
finish with.
theme is very prominent in that song, and it wraps together all of their motifs of Tiara's theme throughout the album, ties it up in a nice little bow. I think if they had teased a couple, this is why I wanted more Tiara song, or more Tiara
for like the
songs in
story
it,
aspect of it.
so that the encore would have been a little bit more powerful if they had teased a couple more Tiara songs interspersed to tease the crowd with more of the Tiara's theme.
Yeah, I really thought they would play more Tiara.
Especially with all the like 5.
I mean, I love all the
songs
ultra
they
prog shit, but they didn't play Victorious.
had.
This is also
if
why I
had to
brought up
pick one
why
more, I would
that
say
they were.
Victorious.
This is not their first time too. So this
Oh
is,
yeah, I mean, they might be just trying to impress like a prog power audience.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Who
if this
already-
is not their first
Yeah.
time, they could have actually done more Tiara because like
That's
they
true.
have done these songs in the past before.
yeah, you're right. I don't
So
know.
I feel like maybe it's because they were booked specifically for, hey, you did this in the past and we want you to do this again, versus, hey, what do you want to do? Step Wonder.
I think too, if they hadn't opened with Everyone's, if they had opened with some other older song, whatever, I don't know.
Mercy Falls probably.
And then they could have put in Victorious. They could have done a Victorious into Tiara's song. They could have done.
Although the nice thing is,
then they could have.
Tiara's song. They do like the reprise of Victorious.
Yeah. So that they
you
could
kinda
have.
Oh yeah, you kind of got Victorious.
You get a little bit.
Maybe you can't.
No, but the point is that they need to throw the Tiara's song in there a little bit more for Exhale to have as much of an emotional punch as it does on the album.
Yeah.
I do love the
what
chorus
did
of
I
Exhale though.
What did I think they were gonna?
So
end
they
with?
could have like
No.
not done Everyone's. They could have done some older song. Then they could have thrown Victorious in there. Then they could have waited a couple songs, done a throwback with Tiara's song, waited a couple songs, and then one more song off the second half maybe like
All right.
Funeral Pyre.
maybe like half of Funeral Pyres, not the whole
It's a
thing.
short one. You could do that.
And then close with Exhale, and then it would have been a full exhalation.
Oh, actually, yeah. What
Yeah.
is it? Their previous set list and other shows, they did Everyone's, Tiara's song, Victorious, and Exhale, like
Weird,
interspersed.
Maybe they like
Could've been
swapped it
that.
out for like.
Yeah,
the
maybe
other
they
stuff.
just wanted to do some other stuff. Like,
What they probably did is they probably swapped it out for that really
For the-
old ass song from Tommy's first album with them that they had never played
like
live.
Taint the Sky. No, they've played Taint the Sky. Oh no,
They said there was a
Not
song
an
that
Angel.
they had
Not
never
an
played
Angel.
live with
Yeah,
them.
they
So
hadn't
that's
played it for a
probably
while.
what they did.
Yeah, which is fine. People were like hyped on that song.
I
Yeah, that was a
very
cool
happy.
one. That was
Yeah.
epic,
Yeah, so Seventh Wonder headlining in ProgPower, that was pretty cool because I don't know, we saw them. Well, when we saw them like play Mercy Falls in its entirety, they were like in the middle right? They were the third slot. Yeah, they were third slot. They just played all of Mercy Falls and then ended with Inner Enemy. So we're like super stoked that they got upgraded to headliner slot.
So, Brett, where does Tommy fall into your power rankings of vocalists, specifically at ProgPower?
Should I go through the whole rankings or just Tommy's?
Do we want to do the whole thing
How
tomorrow?
much is there?
How much is there? All of the clean vocalists.
Let's do the whole thing tomorrow.
Let's do tomorrow, but like, where would you place Tommy in your current power ranks?
I think I can only say a little tidbit that he's very high ranked.
Oh, how exciting!
Top 5,
He is in the top 5.
top 3.
He is in the top 5.
He's not willing to say more.
Yeah, that's not.
Let me poke a little bit.
Can't confirm or deny.
Is Show also in the top 5?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, look out for this. After tomorrow, we'll do the clean vocalist power rank of ProgPower.
Yeah, that's beyond
20.
today.
Hey. I wish they had played Beyond Today as well.
They did it at the end.
They can't. There's no like female vocalist
That's true.
that they
That's
brought
true.
with them.
I mean, they made heavy use of the backing track.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
The backing track also seemed off at some points.
Would you say this is the top keyboard player from ProgPower so far?
I would say that you can't make that judgment because we've missed half the prog bands.
Yeah.
Yuki,
I can't really.
top keyboard player.
Yeah, there we go.
Yuki,
I couldn't
he's
figure him where I was
amazing.
standing.
Neither could
Yuki,
I.
actually, I think in the second song, they actually.
They fixed this keyboard.
Oh yeah,
He wasn't
he
working
lost
on
power
the
to like the bottom keyboard.
Yeah. I remember, yeah, it was.
And then he
Yeah,
came
no,
back out and
there's like a
everyone
stage
was,
guy
cheering
fixing
Oh,
him.
it.
yeah, yeah.
They almost fixed it in time too.
Almost.
Yeah.
They had to like improvise a little bit.
But speaking of audio
and play without
issues,
keys for a bit.
Gordon Ogan,
Yes, there was a
Everything
silent guitar
died.
solo.
everything died except for the drums.
Surprise drum solo.
I thought it was like a
Yeah.
bit for them to do a drum solo, but like then I looked at the guitarist and they're all still playing like normally their solos. I'm like, oh shit, they fucked up. So
But there have not been anywhere near as many sound issues
it's
this
not
year
as
as last
bad
year.
as last year, yeah.
Last year, mic issues were rampant.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't get the mics sorted until
Fabio was struggling.
maybe towards the end of day 2.
And Andrew had a
People were cutting in and out for solid like
That's
5
crazy.
sets.
My God.
Wow.
Okay, well, that about wraps up our day 3 of ProgPower. Any
Yeah.
last thoughts?
shout out to Paladin.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, shut up, Alan.
Best
Yeah.
set of the day.
Yeah, Seventh Wonder was better, but.
They were fine.
All right, shout outs to Paladin and Seventh Wonder,
Yeah.
the new guys and the old veterans of ProgPower.
I could see Paladin stepping up to a better slot. I think they're good enough.
Yeah, I would like to see them play
More
Japan
releases.
soon.
Man with Power should bump them up a little bit. They got that cred now.
That's true.
I think they might.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right, sweet. Is that all for tonight?
Well, you know, Stella, we're glad to have you on this one because I had a fan the other day asking about where you were on.
Someone was
that.
looking for me?
I'm not going to say what, but this was a thing.
Oh my
asking if you
God.
were going to be there. I'm like, well,
Maybe.
she got to make it
I think I'm kind of okay with being the hard to find person.
there. The elusive.
Wow, that was so pretentious.
Yeah, I think I realized from working on this podcast that I really can't talk to strangers that well, like in person. Like I can talk with you guys, I can talk with folks over Skype and have normal conversations, but when people talk to me in real life, I just sound like a fucking idiot, and then I say I gotta go, and I just like run.
I mean, I just sound like a fucking idiot, but I don't let that stop me.
But I just run away. Run away. Yeah, anyway, so if you find me at ProgPower, come say hi. If I run away, I am sorry.
It's a compliment.
Oh,
I will try.
I'll try my best not to run away,
Stella
but...
and myself will both be wearing Demon Bitch t-shirts tomorrow.
Oh yeah, because
Today, if you're listening today.
it's the album of the year.
Because
Because
it's
of the wonderful
wizards.
things they
Demons and
Demons and bitches and wizards.
Demons and bitches and wizards. So, yeah, look for us in our demon bitch shirts because fuck
Mine
yeah.
may or may not have
Album of the year.
We got Hansi tomorrow, boys.
Yeah, we're gonna try to say hi to Hansi,
He was a guest.
who was a guest on our podcast. So, for
I'm trying
fans
to
of
get him
Tolkien, check out that episode if you haven't
Trying to get him
already.
back.
If you're not a fan of Tolkien, why are you not a fan of Tolkien?
Yeah, exactly.
You listen to Paramount, but you don't like Tolkien?
Yeah.
Did you
like-
write stuff that came after Tolkien first and thought Tolkien was derivative of stuff written
Of
in
himself?
2010?
I mean that actually happens
years ago?
really commonly in power metal. You think stuff.
It's a common thing.
Yeah, it's a common thing. That's
People
okay.
listen to new stuff, or people do new stuff before
And
the
then they
old
don't
stuff,
know the old stuff.
and they aren't aware that the old stuff was
Existed.
old.
Yeah.
So they think the old stuff is derivative of the new stuff.
But that's okay. We're not gatekeeping anyone. So
Seinfeld effect. That's
What?
Seinfeld effect.
Is that what it's called?
It's a similar concept.
so these are words, and I don't know them.
I think we've moved beyond words into the realm of ideas and lack
Yeah,
of
well, ideas and images and words, if you must say.
Yep,
Okay,
it's 2:45.
So it's 2:45, and I just have one more thing to say.
What's that? What might that be?
Stay powerful.
Stay powerful.
Stay powerful.
Stay powerful.
Very powerful.
All right, we're live.
Oh,
We're live. We're
Are we
super
actually
good at
live this time?
sorry, Darko.
All right, I have a cookie in my mouth, and we're gonna start this. What's up, nerds? Welcome to day 4 of ProgPower USA. Raw power. What was I gonna say? I mean, powerful, a power metal podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, please listen to another episode because this is where we have unedited stuff and our impressions of day 4 of ProgPower USA in Atlanta, Georgia, on September whatever 2019. All right, so
Raw.
power. Okay, so first off, what are we drinking tonight?
I've got a lovely emergency drinking beer.
EBB.
Before
classic.
drinking, we should introduce everyone.
Oh fuck. Okay. All right. So I'm Stella. If you've listened to this before, you know me because reasons. And with me here are a circle of friends. Here's Andrew Biscuit.
I'm drinking a lovely emergency drinking beer from Avondale Estates, Georgia. It's a Wild Heaven beer. It's all right.
That's
Bad.
beautiful. All right. And we've got Cliff.
Drinking Dragon's Milk from New Holland Brewery.
And we've got Brett.
Hi, and I'm drinking Sam Adams Oktoberfest because I like the Patriots.
But you also have that lovely stout.
I finished the lovely stout. It was delicious.
I'll talk about it when we get back to
Yes.
it. Or Joey can talk about it. And we've got Stephanie.
I'm drinking water.
Yeah, water.
A
Stay
nice,
hydrated.
lovely bottle of water.
It's Brita filtered water.
Wow, artisanal. And we've got Joey. What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking a downstate from Ball Logic. It's a breakfast stout.
A breakfast stout.
With hints of maple.
With maple syrup and coffee. It's quite lovely and quite thick. All right, so now that we've all shared what we're drinking, let's talk about ProgPower.
Welcome to the podcast, Stephanie. This is
Yeah,
our
welcome to
name.
the podcast. This shit is weird.
But
All
Stella,
right.
what are you drinking?
What am I drinking? I am drinking a hazy IPA that's like a month old. It's from Monkish Brewery, Torrance, California. I don't know what it's called, but the artwork on it is a pug in a fairy outfit.
Is there more of that?
It's quite juicy. This is the last one.
Okay.
But if you come over to our house, we will share some with you.
Oh, I'll drive all the way there. No big deal. Can I just
No big deal.
hide in your luggage?
Yeah, of course. You can totes fit in my luggage. All right, so are we ready to talk about day 4 of ProgPower? So first, did anyone get a chance to see Sorcerer?
I caught the end.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, this is a long festival, and there's just like no way we can go to everything.
I caught the end of it. They're doomy and really heavy, and they didn't actually sound very doomy.
Oh, okay.
They were pretty good.
Excellent. Another doomy band, our second doomy band.
But they weren't very doomy.
Okay,
At
but
least
they're
according
very
to the
heavy.
2 songs that I heard.
Okay, maybe those are their hype songs towards the end.
Yeah, they're like really fast.
Alright, well, maybe they're powerful.
Powerful.
Yeah, I didn't even bother because I'm tired and I have like no energy.
Yeah, this is our... I don't know, we've been here for a while. This is our 4th day.
Dude, we've been here for a fucking while. And I know a lot of people can hang in there for the entire party, but like, I can't because I'm fucking old and my leg hurts.
Stella's old.
I'm old and
Chow is
crippled.
old.
Chow is also old.
Cliff, Brett,
Cliff
Stephanie,
and Brett.
all old.
Actually, we're all old. It's about you.
I'm old on the inside.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of are. You burned out on day 1.
And I burned out on Galnarius.
You burned out on Galnarius.
I was peachy keen up until Galnarius,
Yeah,
and then
you
I
were
burned
like
everything on
party
Galnarius.
animal.
That happens.
Yeah.
But Cliff is literally part dead man, so he's the oldest.
Yeah, literally dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's a good set though? When you burn like 3 days of energy in an
Into
hour
one.
and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I think you were the only one who caught Jagged Panzer today out of this group.
Which is a fucking travesty.
Which is a fucking travesty.
Stella.
Because I was so excited to go see them, but we went on like a surprise
You
boat
love
run.
Jag Panzer.
We went on a surprise boat run and I couldn't make it and my foot really fucking hurt.
The real reason why you missed it is
And yeah, the real reason why we missed it was because we went in line to get our vinyl signed by Paladin, so it's fine. Whatever.
Well, the thing about Jag Panzer with me is I only caught the first half because I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh. It's okay, it happens. Well, you know what I heard from the speakers outside was
They sounded really good on
pretty good.
speakers.
Yeah.
Um,
And Kyle was there up in the front, and they wailed as usual. So
lots of falsettos, you know
Yeah.
how they do.
yeah,
They were also giving out cookies at their signing
yeah.
with one of their arts on it.
Their pick said like, "We'll fuck you up with heavy metal or something in a nicer
then-
way,
and then
and then
serve
we'll
you
give you
cookies."
cookies."
Yeah.
And they literally gave
And they literally handed
Yeah.
out
Okay. It
cookies.
says they didn't say "we'll fuck you up." It says, "Pound you with heavy metal, then give you a cookie," and they literally did that. They pound you with metal and they gave you a cookie.
Strong message.
So, shout outs to Jagged Panzer. They're Americans, so hopefully we'll catch them in somewhere, some other time, when I'm not like extremely crippled.
in the American States
In the United States of USA.
of US.
Alright, so next up we have Caligula's horse from Australia.
Oh fuck!
They are oh fuck is right. They were hella Aussie up on stage. I feel like their stage banter was like the best of the show.
Well, and it was cool because there was this one asshole in the audience that just kept yelling at them that they kept talking to.
They kept talking to him. I think he just, I don't know if he was shouting. I don't remember now.
Lots of bullshit. Something
Lots
about
of
mangoes
bullshit.
one time.
Oh, mangoes.
He asked
Okay.
them to, like, if they brought mangoes.
Is it just a
Um,
bunch of like lame Aussie jokes?
I don't know.
Apparently,
But,
you learned y'all. That was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Their stage banter was like, so when does y'all become all y'all?
And then he's like, oh, so.
So we're
He pointed at the
y'all.
crowd, and like, you're all y'all, and he pointed at himself, and we're y'all. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, you figured
So-
it out.
so, like-
It took all of 2 seconds.
So like 5+ is all y'all. It seems that way.
And he also said cunt like twice. He apparently
Yeah,
wasn't allowed to
because-
say cunt, but he
yeah.
said it anyway.
The
Because
audacity.
Yeah.
This is like that's like standard
He,
Australian.
he promised not to say
language.
it, and then he dropped it like 2 or 3 times while saying, oops,
Oops, I
forgot we weren't allowed to say it.
I fucking said cunt.
And then they broke into the prog.
Yeah, they broke into the ultra prog. They played a lot from their most recent album, In Contact, which was fucking cool.
Dope album.
Yeah.
Prog AF.
So ultra prog.
Did they play that song in 7?
This one? No, they did not
They
play
didn't
Will's
play
song.
Will's songs.
Will wouldn't let them.
Oh, that's sad.
They played. It was on my phone, but my phone's at 5%. But most importantly, they ended the show. We can go back to their other material, whatever. But the most anticipated part of the show, and like my favorite song that they played was they played all of Graves, the like 14-minute long song on In Contact.
They played a
That shit was
couple
sick.
10+ minute songs, right?
Yeah,
2 or 3.
there's a lot of songs of theirs that are like 8 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So did they play 5 songs?
I think they played 6.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
They also referred to their songs not as songs, but as journeys.
It was a
Which I
journey.
really appreciated. That is such a prog way to do it, and it was very accurate.
Could you say that it might be ultra prog?
Yes.
Oh my god, this was extremely ultra prog. This was my most anticipated like set of the entire festival. Guitars were heavy and
Yeah.
crunchy as fuck. People weren't able to headbang properly because everything was in like weird time signatures that changed
There are
every
like
2
some,
seconds.
there are some sweet standard time signature breakdowns though.
Yeah.
Where people can't
which-
headbang properly.
yeah, and then they would like fucking disrupt you with some.
There were
weird
like
time
some
signatures.
sweet ass prog pits,
Oh yeah, there were prog pits.
which Stella
Which
says
was
is a very
amazing.
rare thing. She's a prog snob.
Prog people do not pit.
So there were I
They
think
just-
3 prog pits.
So prog people do like really deep headbangs like this.
From their knees.
Yeah,
The headbang from their knees.
the knee headbang,
Yeah.
like in the full body knee headbang,
Yeah.
like in synchrony. That is the prog style.
Yeah, but there were some prog pits.
But
there
they
was
do not
a,
fit. There was a beautiful prog.
There was a prog ballad pit. They pitted to a ballad, which was inspirational.
It was truly beautiful moments.
I love this set. It was so good.
So overall, what is the prognosis?
Caligula's Horse was honestly my favorite set of the day.
Yeah, literally dead. That's the
Like,
prognosis.
no offense to demons and wizards, but Caligula's Horse was just fucking like
Yeah, it
transcendental, man.
It was lit. They
Wow,
got a
transcendental. That is an ultra prog word.
yeah. We've been uplifted to the upper echelons of Prague.
Was there a holy shit chant for this one?
There was
There
a holy
was.
shit
It
chant.
was the first holy shit chant of the fest, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, this was the first of the 2 holy shit chants of this festival. The last time we heard a holy shit chant was in 2014 after the leper set.
It's a Prague thing to chant holy
I
shit,
guess.
apparently.
Yeah.
So coming as a wrestling fan, I think
Yeah,
this
so
is
Wrestling
Yeah.
people do. The wrestling crowd and the Prague crowd, I guess, has a big overlap.
Because there was also a yes chant.
Yeah, and that's another.
Yeah, I know it's a
I
wrestling
didn't
thing
know
because
what
I
that
live with
was.
this
I was
guy
thinking
who's
it
a
was a
wrestling
wrestling
fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know more about wrestling than I would like to admit.
Anyway, so I guess we can say this set had the holy shit badge of honor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Caligula's Horse was
Like
the
with fingers
only.
pointing.
It was the only prog band that I was looking forward to coming into the festival, and it delivered and then some.
Yeah, they're like heavy prog.
And they did say they would be coming back to the United
Obese
States.
prog. Yeah, they sound heavier live than on the albums.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And they said that they would be coming back to the United States at the end of their set.
Dear God, I hope so.
So, fingers
like-
crossed for, they said they were working on a new album.
Yeah, they were. Oh yes, Seahorse is working on
Album
a new
4?
album. 5.
5?
Yeah.
They're working on the new album, and presumably when that's done, they'll make their way back to the States at some point.
God, I hope so. That would be
That'd be
awesome.
dope. I'll go to that.
Yeah. So, shout outs to Seahorse. Happy to see you in the U.S. of difficult immigration.
Double shout out to Seahorse because
Oh,
their
yes.
festival shirt had seahorses on it.
Oh my God, their festival shirts were so cute. Literally had seahorses on it.
Actually, that was one of the things they mentioned, right? When asked about, what were some of the difficulties getting here, they were like, yeah, definitely.
Fucking immigration.
Yeah, like your country is so difficult to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, oh yeah. Actually,
Which
that
is
was-
ironic coming from Australia because Australia is like famously difficult to immigrate to.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that must
Fact
be
of
where like
the day.
surprise. Fact of the day. Yeah, that means we're like ultra super difficult to get into.
So, we don't know if they're gonna.
All right. Well, we'll hope
see.
that somehow they can come back. All right. So next we've got Post of the Fall. So did any of you kids catch that?
I caught half of it
Was it
from
boring?
a little over half of it from the waiting in line in Demons and Wizards.
So to my knowledge, Post of the Fall are from Finland. Did I get my country correct? Are they from Finland?
Maybe.
I don't know. All
I know
is-
less about them than you do.
So on Alan Wake, which I played like many millennia ago on my Xbox 360, they're by a Finnish studio, so I was just like assuming they're from Finland.
They are Finnish.
They are Finnish. Ooh, yeah, you got the country right.
I listened to their most recent album a few weeks ago to see like what all the hype for Poets of the Fall was about because people are like hella
Yeah.
hyped for Poets of the Fall for some reason.
Yeah.
And their most recent album sounds like non-denominational Christian rock music.
Non-denominational Christian rock music. That's wonderful. It's really funny because on Alan Wake there was a fictional band of like really old people called Old Gods of Asgard, and they were actually Post of the Fall. Yeah, and I just played the game. I had no idea that they were that game band. It was this part where you're like on stage with like the band playing, and then there's like zombies coming, and you gotta like shoot them all. It makes you feel really metal, but.
In another life, he would have been a Twitch streamer.
And in another life, I would have been a Twitch streamer, but I'm too much of a shut-in, so nobody can watch me play games. Fuck off. Yeah. Anyway, Post of the Fall, non-denominational Christian rock.
Is that what they sounded like live?
Yes. Non-denominational
All right.
Christian
All
rock.
right, non-denominational
Exactly what they
Christian rock confirmed.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Okay, so
Are you
next. What? Next we've got Threshold from the UK.
They didn't play Mission Profile.
No.
Which
No
is
way.
incredibly upsetting to me.
That's their most popular song?
They play a ton from Legend of the Shires,
Yeah,
which is like
that was-
the album I was most familiar with because I like didn't listen to that much Threshold other than that album.
They actually played stuff from the same album as Mission Profile. They teased around it. They did 2 in a row, and I'm like, wow. And they just never actually did it. But they did a lot from Shires. And,
yeah, they did a lot from Shires, which is a cool album.
I was surprised that they actually pulled. I mean, I thought if they were going to pull from either recent or not go back at all, and that's why I was worried about Mission Profile not being played. But they played a bunch from the Mac era. Rest in peace. And yeah, that was at least nice. The Trust the Process or whatever that is.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. That was actually much better live than I was expecting. I know it's the little crowd chant was to get along with the chorus was very good.
Yeah. Yeah, they ended with Small Dark Lines, which is their like whatever.
That's the only Threshold song that I know.
Because they've got the music video with
because of the music video.
With the like black paint on the people.
Where it says Ultra Prog in the description.
Oh, is that where that came
That's
from?
where Ultra Prog came from.
I've been like saying Ultra Prog this time. I have no idea.
The video description.
Out of all their songs, that's what has Ultra Prog. That's probably the most poppy.
That's the least Ultra Prog out of all the songs.
Yeah, because they played the long song from Shires. And that's really proggy.
Oh my god, that one is so progtastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Was there a holy shit chant?
There was no holy shit chant for
Because
Threshold.
people were just coming off of Giggle's horse.
Yeah, people were like fucking going nuts after Seahorse, and then Threshold compared to Seahorse is kind of just normal ultra prog instead of heavy ultra prog, so maybe it kind of lost some of the impact. But great performance nonetheless. Yeah, I was pretty pleased with Threshold.
Yeah, and I think Glenn Morgan stepped up pretty nicely to fill in for all of Mac's songs as well as his own.
Yeah. Oh, so wasn't he the original vocalist and then he came back?
I think something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know the history of old,
I would be like
old
better
Threshold.
informed if my phone wasn't like completely dead. Alright, anyway, so the moment we've all been waiting for, let's talk about Demons and Wizards.
Hansi.
D-N-W.
D-N-W.
Does not quite have the same effect as
DNA.
Yeah.
Demons and...
Demon and yeah.
And Demons and Wizards.
Guess we'll probably be hearing that next year, though. But for
Yeah, I
this
guess
year,
so.
we only have Demons and Wizards. Not quite the same.
Yeah, Biscuit and I were wearing our Demon Bitch shirts to represent demons, bitches, and wizards.
Shout out to Demon Bitch.
Shout outs to Demon Bitch.
If you're against the odds listening, we're repping you.
Album of the year.
For 3 years running.
For 3 years
We gotta get
running.
him to upload to SoundCloud this year.
Yeah.
Not to put you guys on the spot. Me and Kyle were wearing the same.
Oh yeah,
exact
Jaway
Blind Guardian shirt.
and Kyle were wearing Blind Guardian shirts because Jaway totally knew that Hansi was in.
And Stephanie also had Blind Guardian.
Yeah,
so
but she.
Is that a tour shirt?
But the thing is, Stephanie knew that Hansi was in Demons and Wizards.
I did know that.
It is a tour shirt.
I also had previously listened to their albums.
Unlike.
No, I have listened to their album.
Sure.
I didn't say I've never listened to Demons.
It's okay.
I just said I don't know their songs.
There is nothing wrong with just coming to this tour fresh. We've got one guy here who is like awesome enough to tag along for this festival and not know like 90% of the music.
You talking about Jaway?
Oh yeah, I'm the biggest fan.
This guy is
Give me 95 or 98%.
This guy is the MVP of this entire festival.
I think it's a good thing to
He
come
came in
fresh,
and
right?
he didn't know that like
This is my
Hansi was.
fourth.
This is my
blown
husband.
away.
This is his fourth
By
ProgPower.
everything.
He just follows me here because he's fucking amazing. And he didn't know that Hansi was in Demons and Wizards. And I was like, Jaway, Hansi's singing. Are you excited? And he was like, wait, what? It was like the most genuine and
If you didn't
amazing
tell me
reaction.
this was Demon Wizards, I would have assumed it was Blind Guardian because they're playing Valhalla.
You're like, why is Hansi there? Valhalla.
I would have been like, oh,
To be fair, they played like
Blind
almost
Guardian's
like
here.
Like
Yeah.
30% of the set was Blind Guardian.
But-
No, it was actually just two
There were two
songs.
songs.
It was
No,
just
two
one
after
though.
this.
Two Blind Guardian songs, two Iced Earth songs, and everything else was
No, whatever.
Yeah.
You kind
It's the
of.
same as their tour list, sadly.
Oh, it's the same set list?
Yeah, down to the encore songs. That's
Well,
why. That's
I
why I was
knew they would
surprised.
end with
That's why I
Fiddler.
was surprised because I'm like, they have to do Fiddler, but where's the fucking acoustic? So once they brought the one guitar, I'm like, there we go. I was waiting for that. So
Yeah, I liked how John Schaefer had the acoustic guitar like on a stand, and he had the electric guitar around his neck, and he was just like awkwardly leaning the acoustic guitar on a stand towards his body. So he was like double guitar.
So he's the guy from Ice Earth.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Oh my god,
yeah.
you're so adorable.
I was
my
kind of
goodness.
hoping against hope to get a Bard song just to pander to the crowd.
oh yeah,
Because that's such a prog power pandering song, right?
Valhalla is a ProgPower pandering song.
Yeah, but so is he plays that every time.
So I kid you not, I was playing this
They play
game
both of those.
because I don't know who John
Oh,
Schaefer
true.
was.
Yeah, we're
I was
trying
trying
to guess
to
who
figure
John
out
Schaefer was.
if he was gonna be older than Hansi or if he was gonna be younger than
I
Hansi.
think they're roughly the same age, right?
I think
they are?
I think they're pretty close.
Because
Schaefer just looks.
He was the
older.
gray one.
yeah, because he looks older. So I was like,
He's got like
you know,
a heavy fake.
maybe he's a
tan
touring
and
musician.
white hair.
He doesn't dye his hair anymore.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
used to, but he's like, fuck that.
He's like, screw it, I'm gonna embrace the gray.
I
But
would
the
say-
nice thing about this is I actually do appreciate they play an Ice Earth song.
Yeah,
I just assume it's an Ice Earth song because I
because
actually
it was really heavy and
well,
you're like,
it's because
this
I
is the Blind
actually
Guardian?
listened to Demon Wizards
Yeah.
and then
And it
I
wasn't
know
there.
Blind Guardian,
Mhm.
so I was like, I don't recognize this song.
Wow.
That's how it was for me. That's for me
Which
too.
one? Burning Times or?
Yeah,
Burning
that
Times.
one. I'm like, this doesn't sound like Demons and Wizards. Doesn't sound like it was written for Hansi.
Yeah.
And it's not Blind Guardian.
Yeah.
So it must be Ice Earth.
Well, you heard it here.
The frustrating part is I actually love the Matt Barlow version, but the Hansi version is so much.
Yeah, it was so good.
So the last time I saw Hansi was on the 2015 Beyond the Red Mirror tour.
Wow, that long.
They've only done one other tour since then, and they played like 8 dates.
I was there for it.
Yeah.
They did
Imagination.
Imaginations,
The Imaginations
in full
tour.
at like 6 or 8 dates, and it was mostly West Coast.
That year we saw Blind Guardian twice, didn't we? We saw him
We
locally
did.
and we saw him at ProgPower.
It was a shame because I meant to go to see them in like Las Vegas, but I got a new job that same weekend. And it was
Oh,
a big
shame.
Yeah, big
You got a
shame.
new job. What a shame. Yeah.
I would have loved to drive to Las Vegas and spend a bunch of money that I didn't need to spend to see Hansi again.
Worth it. All right.
But Hansi, I think, sounded better tonight than he did on the 2015.
Oh my god, he did like all the screams. Like he didn't back off at all. You can probably talk more about that.
I was actually kind of impressed because Barlow likes to go to the upper register and just do a lot of belting.
Also, he sounds bad.
You can ignore Cliff, but you can trust me because I am Brett and I'm always right. So,
Yeah, and he's like Ice Earth #1 fan or something.
ish. So yeah, Barlow's Hansi's like, oh, Barlow does the upper register belting. Hold my beer, and he's like, I'm gonna do it too. He's
my
not.
God.
He didn't play it safe like the other. He's like, I'm gonna do the fucking octave. I'm gonna scream it.
He
and
screamed
he delivered.
it all. It was amazing.
Fan fucking tastic.
I think we were lucky it was the last night of their tour.
Oh yeah, maybe he didn't have to save his
He
voice
could use his
anymore.
voice up.
Yeah, he could use it up.
Speaking of that, it was the last night of the tour. I was on the bar basically for about the first hour, maybe first hour 15. Then I had to go get water. But Hansi looked fucking exhausted, and he opened with jokes about dreaming about going to bed.
Oh my god, he totally did. I
And
was
I'm like, oh my god, the
He's-
people up in the stands don't know, but this is so true.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, well, the crowd was like, kept talking to the band, and then everybody was like shouting, Hansi, Hansi. And then they were shouting, Marcus, Marcus.
Something that was hilarious during the set. I don't know if anyone noticed, but it looked like Joseph Michael was feeding liquor or alcohol and cups to Jake Dreyer.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's so funny.
at the stage right corner of the
Oh my
set.
god, that's really funny.
And this is things you can only see
Is that
when
not
you're
true?
sitting.
Yeah, this is the thing you can only see when you're sitting up on the bleachers, like old
He wasn't on stage,
injured
right?
people.
I know.
He was on stage left.
Oh yeah,
on
stage
stage
left.
left.
That's literally me. I'm gonna
Stage
play.
right
was stage
I
right.
have consumed a number of alcohols. So
Approximately 1.5 alcohols.
1.5 alcohols. Stage left. That's my bad.
Audience
So-
right, stage left.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Joe Mike.
But yeah, Joe Mike, he's hilarious, especially right at the end during Fiddler. He gave up his little lurking over there at the corner. He just started recording. He looked absolutely fascinated, which is weird because you see this guy and I'm like, oh my god, this guy, he's here, he's singing. But no, he's in the crowd with a fascinated look of wonder on his face, staring at Hansi.
That's so awesome. Yeah. How can you not stare with a look of wonder?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Also,
every musician.
It's so weird to see a guy who go, dude, that guy's awesome, and then that guy has a starstruck look on his face.
And that guy is also awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing. Like, everyone has a starstruck look when they look at Hansi.
Exactly.
Like, there's no one that doesn't.
Yeah. Well, Hansi is such a nice dude. So we had him on our podcast last year. Forever ago. When we did our Tolkien Talk. An evening in Middle Earth with Kyle and Andrew and
I wasn't there.
Our buddy Ed. Okay, Kyle and our buddy Ed. So Kyle got to meet Hansi and he remembers him from the podcast.
Yeah, Hansi remembered us.
Yeah, he remembered us and he signed our business cards and we gave him a powerful patch and he says he'll come back to the show. So once we
look forward to that.
Yeah, so look forward to that. We look forward to hanging out with Hansi on the internet.
Who knows if that's just a festival promise or if it's real?
Yeah.
Something actually really interesting. If you actually read the interview that comes with the handout for ProgPower, he basically claims he's a victim. He basically overcommits to everything and tries to.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So if he says he's gonna do it, he's gonna play the victim for all the rest of us to be. We can be a burden to him.
Like
he'll be that guy.
Legitimately,
so nice.
that sounds 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Like he's just
Because he spent 3 hours of his day to sit with a bunch of fucking kids on the internet talking about like his experience writing Nightfall in Middle Earth and like how he grew up reading Tolkien and stuff.
And like most people don't do
Balrogs have wings. He literally had.
We had like our podcast crew had a conversation with Hansi about whether or not Balrogs had wings. We fucking wasted his time.
Like,
and he just went along with it because he's amazing.
Most of the interviews that he's used to, I'm sure, are like half an hour. I don't think he's.
Let's be real here. That's probably a first for him. So at least it was maybe interesting.
Well, yeah, Hansi's the guy who does like 6 fucking guest appearances a year, plus everything else he's doing.
Which is at least a third of what Fabio does.
That's true.
maybe we
Fabio's not a guest.
Oh yeah.
Fabio just joins.
Yeah, that's
he just joins.
He just joins 18
as
bands.
a vocalist.
Sometimes he just does it on accident.
Yeah.
He overcommits as a band member.
What
He's
about
like, guys, I can't
Magic
be a band
Kingdom?
member. Yeah, sorry.
He was
sorry,
in Magic Kingdom for what, like a month and a half?
For like a week. We're like, Fabio's our vocalist. JK, he's too busy because Turley Leone Rhapsody.
I literally think the timing of that was 100% that.
Yeah. All right. So, any last thoughts about the experience that is Demons and Witches?
The only time I had ever heard Valhalla live was on the Beyond the Red Mirror tour, and during the North American leg of the Beyond the Red Mirror tour, they were gathering audio samples for their live DVD or live CD, which I believe turned into Live Beyond the Spheres.
Yeah.
They did not use any of the North American audio. They pulled all of it from 1 or 2 European shows. But because of that, because they were gathering audio samples, they had us sing Valhalla for like legitimately 12 or 15 minutes in Phoenix.
That's really long.
So my only experience ever with Valhalla live was 12 or 15 minutes. And I fucking hated it. I thought that was the norm.
It was too long. You thought you were being put to work.
Yeah, I thought that was the norm for Valhalla for years.
No, this was tonight.
And then we got Valhalla
awesome.
tonight, and it was 2 minutes.
It was like purely audience driven.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the chant was supposed to keep going for a few rounds, and then the band stopped playing, and the audience kept chanting Valhalla. Deliver. I'm not gonna fucking.
And then
That's
the
so
band
bad.
obviously wanted to keep playing at some points. But the crowd wouldn't let them.
And then Hansi showed up the crowd 100% professionally by like shouting, "Oh, are you ready?" and stuff.
So,
yeah,
like,
because that's what they do.
I don't hate it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good, because I heard all these other people say that Valhalla was fucking awesome live. I didn't believe it because I thought it was just 15
awesome
minutes.
Oh, young child. Wait till you see the
They've
world.
only toured North America like 3 or 4 times.
Young lad.
That's because you're a baby.
You are the youngest one in this group. So,
I know.
Little child. Let me pat your head. Okay.
They won't be back for like 3 more years.
All right.
You're optimistic.
They'll be back.
Yeah, right?
Maybe. Well, I look forward to hearing your Blind Guardian orchestral album
That'll be
at
fun.
some point. So
that'll be interesting.
I don't even
to listen to.
understand because I've been at this fucking festival for 4 days. But anyway,
Yo, what's coming out?
let's do vocalist power rankings now. Brett.
Alrighty, so
No, this doesn't have Seahorse on it. So
this
it's
does not
probably
actually. It
inaccurate.
has. It actually is missing a few bands. So
That's fine. Whatever. We'll just see what you got.
I've decidedly created an objective scale to rank all.
Totally objective.
It's 100% objective. I must hide the formula behind it because it is a secret formula that basically, if we shared it to the world, honestly, we could rank all vocalists, and we don't really want to do that. So
It's proprietary.
This is proprietary information. We will not reveal how these rankings were done, but we'll go through all of the clean vocals that performed during ProgPower, and only the ones that I were able to visit. So I were able. Wow. Again, I'm going to blame the beer on that sentence.
Speaking is hard.
So, speaking is very difficult. So we're gonna start with the lowest ranking and go all the way up to the top.
Let's do it.
Now, the cool part is, I did once do a big post on the subreddit where I said, here are the 10 favorite vocalists, career-wise. This is not career-wise. This is just, how'd they do this week? 3 of those vocalists on the career-wise are on this list. But where are they in my top 3? We'll find out shortly. So let's start at the bottom. The worst, let's not say the worst. Let's start with the
lowest
ranking, because honestly, it was still a good performance in my opinion.
Drum roll, please.
And Matt Smith, The Theocracy. So Matt Smith, very inconsistent. I'm going to be honest. The big takeaway here was, I think his best song was Time by Angra, which I thought would be maybe something iffy for him.
It's an incredibly difficult song to cover.
But
like we talked about, yeah, I'm worried about it.
And I was really looking forward to Paper Tiger, and it was all right. But even then, it was at least a step up from Tower of Ashes, which I am.
That's what they opened with, yeah.
Yeah. Terrible. I'm going to be honest, he missed so many notes, and I was actually really worried for the rest of the set. Looking over to everyone, like, it's not just me, kind of crazy face. But, honestly, he really turned it around, and I still found Time to be incredibly good. I was honestly surprised.
Yeah, that was a very impressive cover.
He's like, hey, Andre passed away, and I'm going to do this tribute, and he did nail that. So, Matt Smith, keep that shit up, and he's still great in the studio, though I'd still recommend listening to at least As the World Bleeds.
As the World Bleeds.
Fantastic.
Best album by far.
Boom. Next.
Go.
Yanni Cliff. Liimatainen.
Yeah.
He actually had pretty minimal singing parts, but from Insomnium. He had minimal singing parts.
Well, and he's new as well.
Super new. He's been in there.
He joined the band about a month ago.
Like a month ago. Yeah.
That's when the music video came out.
Exactly. Yeah. Super new. They said, "Hey, can you handle these parts?" And he stepped up to the task. Insomnium largely only has harsh vocals, so he stepped up to do all of the clean.
Yeah, all the cleans.
All the cleans.
Quick question for Stella: You're familiar with Insomnium?
What?
Right?
I guess, yeah.
More familiar than anyone else in the room.
Yeah, I'm probably familiar.
Who did cleans before? Did they have a session vocalist?
I have no idea. I'm
all
so
right.
shit at this.
Yeah, so the thing is, he didn't have much parts, and it wasn't especially demanding.
No, he did mostly backing cleans.
Yeah, so it wasn't really.
I thought he did great. I was like, Yanni has such a nice voice.
He does. He does. So I really hope to hear more of it. Honestly, he does a lot of the stuff for Kane's Offering. I really like to hear more for that. Yanni, I really mostly know him for his guitar work. Fantastic. Also, keep singing. I'd like to hear your voice more.
Yanni, if you're listening, please give us a third Kane's Offering album.
Please.
Storm Crow 2. Maybe we can do like Lightning Crow. I don't know.
I only listen to Power Metal, not like Kane's Offering.
Everyone loves Kane's Offering.
Yeah.
My girlfriend likes Kane's Offering.
It's power metal for everyone.
Yeah.
Metal is for everyone.
Oh my
All right,
God,
I'll stop with that. So next we go to Sebastian Laberman Ordnogan. I actually really like this guy, and my critique of him is not necessarily bad. He took basically all the safe routes because I think he was a little out of place. He normally only sings on tour, and they had to do a lot of shuffling. We won't go into the details here because I think we covered it yesterday.
We talked about it yesterday.
So basically, he's like, okay, now you have to sing and play guitar and still be a really good frontman. And so he took all the safe parts and he nailed them. The problem is, Ordnogan relies heavily on vocal layering, and there's a lot of the high parts, and he wussed out of all the high parts basically 90% of the time and chose the lower octave, which is not necessarily bad. He didn't blow his voice out, and he didn't screw anything up, which is fine. However, it made it a little less exciting.
He just didn't take a lot of exciting risks.
Yeah. So and he took "Come with Me to the Other Side." Is it just the other side? I forget the whole song name.
Come with me
to the other.
There's supposed to be a female vocalist doing that song.
Yeah.
He just did the.
But he actually stepped in and did it in his higher register. So he took a little bit of risks, just the minimum amount of time for go. Oh, that's nice.
That's going to be a big issue with any of these big European bands coming to America, though, is if they have female guest vocals.
Or if they have guest vocalists of any sort, if they
if they have anyone that isn't the main singer or someone on the main lineup, they're not going to have them in America.
Yeah.
Unless it's a tour.
Or they can just get a session.
Like they might have them for a full tour. They might pick up an American grab
a
Lauren
session
Hart.
vocalist. Yeah.
Like Lauren Hart with Camelot.
Yeah. Or bring Alyssa White Glues with you because she's so versatile.
Or what's her name? It was in Avantasia.
Everything.
She's American.
Adrian Cohen.
Adrian
from
Cohen.
Avantasia. Yeah.
Is she not?
I'm pretty sure she's Australian.
Wait, Adrian?
I thought she lived here.
Lauren Hart.
Lauren Hart.
Is she?
I'm pretty sure.
She also lived here.
But she's a Camelot touring vocalist. Anyway,
learned.
Anyway, yeah, I'm sure they'll find a way around if it's important enough. So, but they thought they could do without. So
Sebastian, you still did a good job. Just took the safe route.
Yeah.
Next up, Marcella
Bovio.
Marcella Bovio. Normally fantastic. Mayan. Yes. Thank you for the band.
Yes.
I should have said that. I think I was a little worried initially with Rhythm of Freedom.
Which one is?
Oh, she is the.
She's the
operatic one.
No,
the clean vocalist.
Mezzo soprano.
Yeah.
Thank you. She is the mezzo soprano for Mayan. One of the two female. They have 5 vocalists.
Woo vocalists.
5.
Woo vocalists.
So many vocalists.
5 vocalists.
So
Sign of the Claw.
We're only going to talk about 3 of them because I'm only talking about clean vocalists. So we're going to exclude the 2 harshest. Ultimately, I think her performance was a little bit worse than the album. I was a little worried on Rhythm of Freedom, but she ends up catching her pace later. I honestly felt pretty close to the studio, and I really liked her stage presence as well. Mayan also had very good stage presence.
Mayan was
maybe a little
crazy,
cluttered.
man.
It was a little cluttered and a lot going on. That's
Lucky
for sure.
they had a big stage.
Yeah. Any smaller would have been. Whew.
They needed some bleachers, like Avantasia has.
Oh, they needed elevation, but I don't
They
think
needed
center
something to put
stage-
people up.
Yeah.
Center stage
and out of
doesn't
the
have
way.
enough space for that kind of
They should have
stuff.
borrowed Seventh Wonder's IKEA furniture.
Oh yeah, they should have taken the IKEA furniture from Seventh Wonder.
Yeah. All right,
Our
Darko.
Chinese food has arrived.
Darko,
We're just gonna leave this going. Darko, we ordered Chinese food, and you should cut this part out.
Thanks,
So
Darko.
just let it run. Okay.
So yeah, I think she did a good job, and we're going to actually hit on the other Mayan vocalists later.
Okay.
But for now, we're going to move on to Taylor Washington, Paladin.
Oh, Taylor.
What is this number ranking?
Number-wise, I don't know. I should have actually assigned
It
numbers.
doesn't matter.
All right.
We don't care about numbers here.
We don't care about numbers.
Except for Woo.
But what about the new math?
Well, I'm just curious
The
where do
new
you lies in the
maths
ranking?
transcend.
The new math won't matter until we become a
calculatable
triangle.
numbers.
So
Yeah, the new maths do not matter in our context of space and time, except for Woo.
So sometimes, I gave a little critique to Marcella for being a little iffy on Rhythm of Freedom. For Seb for taking a super safe approach. Matt Smith did not take a safe approach and he was a bit pitchy. Taylor did not take a safe approach and still basically nailed all the songs. That was the impressive part about him. He played
Sounded great.
was Awakening. Is that the
That's the
first-
opening.
Yeah, I think they
I was
played-
like, all right, I'm like, oh, we'll see how he does it, and I was like, seriously, he did it. It sounded like the studio.
Yeah, that was my biggest takeaway. It sounded just like the studio.
Yeah, so Taylor does this kind of like screamy, kind of clean vocals.
Yeah,
Like-
and honestly, it's one of the things where I think he did his job correctly, because initially I'd listened to Paladin, I'm like, that's pretty good. But now I'm like, after hearing him at the festival, I need to revisit this some more. I mean, I've already listened to that. I've given them maybe 30 or 40 Scrabbles on the last FM, but I feel like they deserve more. That he made me feel compelled to revisit their work.
Yeah.
And that's if they do that, they've done their job.
Yeah, that album is actually
It's a
the songs
solid
are
album.
the songs are quite diverse on there. Like
Yeah,
it was
and he actually started doing, my opinion, a better job than Daniel Hyman on the Lost
Oh
Horizon.
my god! Well,
Because they didn't have enough time to cover They only have one album, and
yeah, they don't have one album.
Well, they didn't even play the whole album. They only played like 8
well,
tracks.
it would have
Yeah.
been like, I don't know, maybe they just didn't want to play the whole album because it'd be like, oh, this is the album.
So Taylor Washington, you did a good job. Keep up the amazing
Yeah.
work.
Shout outs to Paladin.
And next we have Show Galnerius.
Yay!
Honestly, I felt like Show was probably one of the weaker links of the Galnerius performance, which was amazing.
Phenomenal.
Siu was probably the
She
most.
was a fucking like
Yeah, I think in the whole festival,
virtuoso.
that was the most depressed I was. Period. But Show, I still think did a good job. I think his stage presence was actually probably better than. I kind of felt maybe it was just because this was the only time I actually got into the pit. I had a different experience than just sitting down and trying to listen.
Yeah.
So maybe I was a little distracted, but I felt like some of the parts were a little off. But again, nothing safe on him. Took everything as it was on the album.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
for most of them, he nailed it. Honestly, I think some of them are better. Like There's No Escape, which I'm like.
Oh my god, it was just meh
He-
on Betelgeuse or whatever fucking album that's called. Beetlejuice and some weird.
Yeah, it's definitely better live.
And it's just
because
so
they play to the crowd
exciting
so much.
live.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's a good song. Oh, no, that's an
Holy
amazing song.
fucking
Thank you,
shit.
Show.
Yeah.
And it's not like the rest of the band elevated it. I think Show really brought
He
that
got the
Yeah.
crowd hyped, and he like doesn't even speak
It's the
English.
jumping part.
Actually,
Like,
no, that's a good
The
point.
jumping.
I think that's
does
the
it.
biggest issue though, is because he has that language barrier.
But
And-
he did
So-
what he could, like with the like 5 English words that he knew. He like fucking killed
No,
it.
but that's
Yeah.
the point though. Like a lot of times, in order for you to actually put on a good show, you need to have that interaction. And I think for him, one, he didn't really know the audience. Like for example, when he was asking if anyone knew the anime Hunter.
Hunter Hunter.
It's like he really just didn't know the audience, so he didn't know how.
Oh yeah.
what received there would be.
So for Hunting for Your Dream, he looked super surprised. He's like, it's from this show.
It's from
Hunter,
this show.
or whatever. He says saying something.
He's like
And he's
Japanese animation.
I can't remember. Yeah,
Hunter
he says,
Hunter.
yeah, Japanese.
And then everyone was like, "Ah!"
He looked more surprised that like, oh, okay,
Well,
never mind. They know it.
I
don't know
think
this.
their attitude was very clear that they were surprised and a little bit blown away by us. That was a little bit infectious to us.
Yeah.
And it also was a
Oh my God,
crowd
that
of
was
people that were
amazing.
there specifically for Galnerius.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time
It was
in the
it
US.
was people that were susceptible and waiting to be blown away by
absolutely.
Galnerius.
We have two friends that specifically just came for Galnerius.
Yeah, 2 like Galnerius super
And-
fans, and I'm sure they weren't the only ones. There was like a ton of Galnerius.
Oh,
fans.
yeah.
yeah,
If Galnerius wasn't here, I probably wouldn't be here.
exactly.
I wouldn't pay $1,000 to see Rhapsody next year, right? But I probably would.
I probably would for
just
Galnerius.
Yeah, so I think there's a disconnect where like maybe there are people organizing that don't believe there's enough like.
Yeah, and they only had a 90-minute set, and they were one of the ones who
They
I
were
really.
like good enough to headline.
Yeah.
I really wanted them to be one of the headliners.
Yeah, same.
And
It's a crime.
Show, I think you did a good
Yeah.
job, and I think Galnerius would really like to see more of you.
yeah, I hope they come back to
I hope
the
they come
US.
back.
I hope this is
their eye opener.
yeah. This is
right?
the
Yeah.
eye opener.
Not just for them, but for other.
This is the eye opener
Yeah.
for JPM in
Exactly.
the States.
Yes. Okay. Nice.
All right. Next is Adam. How do you say
I'm gonna
that?
say Denlinger.
Denlinger, Mayan.
The
They're
only American member of the band, as he
It's
pointed
the
out.
curly hair queen vocalist guy.
Yeah. Honestly, he's. I actually didn't really know who this guy was at all until I was looking and listening to the most recent album of Mayan, and when he opens up the song for Saints Don't Die, and I'm like, yeah, this voice is good. Who is this guy? And turns out I have no idea who he is. And
Nice.
that's why I'm like, well, I'm going to listen to this album a ton. And when we came live to the live performance, he really delivered. Honestly, he's probably one of my favorite live vocalists. He's, again, when we're talking about safe, I think everyone after this point didn't go for anything safe. He went for everything as it was on the album, nailed it. Actually, he's probably... I mean, he is my favorite male vocalist in the group. I'm not as hugely hugely a fan of the harshes.
How about the hip hop guy?
Yeah, the guy with the bandana. is
The guy
still
with the bandana.
my powered
He was-
MVP.
So cool.
The low harshes guy. I don't know your name. Sorry. He looked kind of Pacific Islander and a bandana.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Pacific
sorry if I
Islander
fucked that up. Holy shit! That stage presence, that energy, everything about him. I'm like,
He's my
I want to stare at this
favorite.
guy. I want to get into it. And honestly, he did his job. And Adam, you did a good job singing. Seriously, it's again one of those things where you sounded like the studio, and honestly, in some cases, sounded better. So, but again, he because Mayan has so many vocalists, he didn't get enough moments to shine. So
I do think it's worth mentioning. I don't think I've mentioned this before. It was great that Mayan did a good job of rotating which singers were introducing a song. I think each of them got
Oh
to
yeah, they
introduce
all
at
got
least
to
one.
introduce a song. Yeah, it gave each of them a little bit of a showcase.
yeah, and I think it was also interesting. They only started with 4 people on the stage and slowly did a rotation rather than, hey, we're all here.
Hey, we have 12 members. What up? Overwhelmed.
Technically 10, but whatever. You get the
Whatever.
point. It's funny that 12 members sounds like hyperbole, but it's still pretty close.
Yeah.
So, good job, Adam. Next, Tom England, Evergrey. This is a guy who's actually on my top 10 for career, and I was just more impressed by other vocalists. That said, he basically really nailed it, except for, and it may just be the set list. I feel like a lot of the songs on The Atlantic, man, I feel like I'm fucking up the album names. That the Atlantic and one of the tracks from Storm Within, they're a little bit of a slower mid-tempo or even slow pace, and I think he does them well, but it's one of those things at a concert, there's only so much. Give us some high-tempo stuff. When they got high-tempo or got heavy, he delivered. He actually basically delivered every song about as well as I'd hoped, and I almost think that maybe if his stage presence was a little better, I may have ranked him higher, because I think as much as I want to say I'm only ranking these vocalists for how well they're singing, I'm sure the stage presence comes into some factor. And some of the jokes I think he made were a little tacky. And that aside, he sang about as great as I wanted him to. And I think Stephanie has an opinion on Tom.
I do think because he was playing a guitar while singing, that could have affected his stage presence. I can't. Besides Orton Ogan, who else was playing an instrument?
No one above him.
Taylor?
Actually, hold on. We'll go to another one, but there's another person who played sometimes. But
It does become an issue because you're just sort of glued to that mic stand when you're playing an instrument at the same time.
also, I that's actually a good point. I did find out another recording because he actually appeared at ProgPower last year, and I wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
Hey,
Redemption.
yeah, is that how he is always live? And I found
No.
another Evergrey recording where he actually is not playing guitar. They do it's an official recording, not some fan recording. And he lets a touring guy handle the guitar, and all he does is do the singing duty. And I think he sounded better on that. And it's one of those things. I think Stephanie has a good point. Maybe if he delegated guitar duties to someone else, maybe he'd be higher ranked. And even then, he's still high. He's still in the upper half. So it's hard to say, oh no, you're only in the upper half. So
Oh, no.
Tom England, you're still amazing. Write better songs. I'm really kind of bored of your last 2 albums.
Cool.
But
Hey.
sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Your first 5 albums are amazing. But I'm glad they did perform Touch of Blessing and actually one of the newer songs, King of Errors, is amazing. Their encore was fantastic. So.
All right, at this point, we're entering Brett's top 5.
The top 5. So
Still 5.
yeah, there's 5 guys left.
This is
which
a long ass festival. Just
It
saying.
is.
Okay, go ahead.
So
No,
fifth
no,
place
honestly.
is Glenn Morgan, Threshold.
Oh yeah.
I was legitimately impressed with him. I only heard him from Shires and maybe another album.
My phone was like not dead.
A lot of what I listen to from Threshold is largely the Mac era albums, and I won't go into what those are. You can look those up. It's on Wikipedia if you've heard of it. But Glenn Morgan himself is taken over duties after. Anyway, the whole point is he's the one performing at the festival. He handled some of the stuff from his albums, and he did it really well. And he handled all the Mac songs from the. I'm gonna screw up the album name, but we're gonna with the Trust the Process and some of the others from that era.
From Shires.
And he it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, this guy will be pretty good. No, he exceeded expectations.
He was amazing. He has this like unique vocal tone.
Yeah. I think that's it. I really like how he handles it. It almost reminds me of Matty's Blood a little bit, but he's got a little higher tone.
Yeah, it's very. I think
I can see that a lot.
It seems very warm.
Yeah, I'd say that's an accurate way to say it. And I just felt like it wasn't like, oh my god, I'm so excited, but I felt like I was just part of it, immersed.
Yeah,
immersed. It was nice and it was so enjoyable. It's not the same thing as like I've got so much energy and like I'm enjoying shows, performances.
But it's just so rich and so beautiful.
Rich, dark, and beautiful.
Yes.
So keep that up. You're amazing, Glenn. Number 4. Laura Macri, Mayan. The best of the Mayan singers in terms of this performance. Wow. I think what was most impressive was I heard her on the album, and then you get to the stage, and she's just belting these super high operatic tones, and I'm like, the fuck? On this live stage, it's, I don't know, maybe it could just be me, but I was kind of in awe of
she was amazing. Like, in a sea of metal singers, we've got this like classically trained like soprano, just like whooping ass.
Yeah, and honestly, I want to hear. There is more of her out there. I haven't heard enough, and this is enough for me to look into a little bit more into her. She's done a fantastic job today. She's already great on the album. I'm not sure what else she's on, but I know she's on the most recent album. I don't know how to pronounce it. I want to say. I'm not even going to try it because I think I actually heard Mark say it on stage, and I'm like, I fucked that up.
That album.
So I'm just going to say what Gates said. That album. Their most recent release, she's great on it. And again, Mayans really nailed that. But however, Stephanie has a dissenting opinion.
I disagree with your order.
How dare you?
I was not super impressed. She's good, but not top 5.
All right. She's good, but not top 5. This from a dissenting wife. We will ignore that because I'm always right. But you can agree with her if you want.
But you can roll your eyes and just move on.
It's true. So, rolling my eyes and moving on.
Work.
It is true. We'll go to number 3. Joseph Michael.
Joe Mike.
Sanctuary.
Yeah.
2 first names always.
Shout out to
two first names.
Shout out to Joe Mike.
Shout out to Joe Mike.
I hope it's okay to call you that.
Not only is he great at giving Jake Dreyer some amazing drinks while he's on stage, he is also great at singing. This is the 3rd time I've seen Joseph Michael in the past couple years. I don't know when we saw him in Iced Earth. I think it was 2018, 2017, somewhere in that. And then we saw him in Sanctuary this year, and then again. And every time I think, Battle Angels was great. But is it really as good as I remember? No, it's always better every time, I swear. It's dumb. I have a little bit problem with their set list on the recent 2 performances where it's got that lull in the middle because it doesn't matter though. His vocal performance, he takes over for Warrell Dane for all of his songs amazingly. R.I.P. Warrell Dane, seriously, you did a good job. But he's taken over, and Joseph Michael is one of the reasons I really want to come back. He's not number 1, but I will be back in ProgPower next year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Joseph Michael again performing with Witherfall, which I'm also super impressed with. But that's not for this week. That's next year.
I did not know that wasn't Sanctuary's original vocalist.
Wow, you need to.
I don't know. I didn't know anything about Sanctuary.
Oh.
He hit all of those USPM falsettos.
Oh yeah.
Incredibly. I just assumed he was a fucking old fart from the 80s.
That album was all
dyeing his hair.
about like those shrieking falsettos.
Oh yeah.
Like those were gonna be all over the place.
I was back in the pit, so I didn't see him clearly. So I just assumed he was an old fart dyeing his hair.
Nah, bro.
Nope. He's part of the new guard, and he is thoroughly amazing. That's why I'm glad, because he seems to be one of the dudes we're going to be. He's going to be sticking around for a while.
He was a worthy sub in for Worldane.
And I'm actually super excited because Sanctuary's been off for a long time. They had a break when Worldane moved to Nevermore. They came back, released the Year the Sun Died, and now they've announced that with their new singer Joseph Michael, they will be releasing a new album. So
he's busy now.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's gone. Yeah, he's gone from Who's That Guy to super busy and
Alright.
lightning speed.
Fabio in training.
Yep.
Fabio is training.
Joseph
He's gonna be
Michael.
Joe Mike is gonna be everywhere.
Is USPM coming
It's gonna be
back?
everywhere. Yep, 2 years back to back. Joe
USPM
Mike.
has been back, bro.
All right.
No.
Joe Mike,
Still
you're
track
amazing.
now.
Yes.
So number 2, Hansi Kirsch,
Yeah.
Demons and Wizards. Hansi. So this is normally the higher ranked of the guys. So remember I said there are 3 guys in my top 10 in this. So now I find number 2. Hansi is the highest ranked of these 3. However, he's only the second ranked because someone else snuck by in the first spot. So
We shall
we're not
keep
going to
track.
talk about him yet. We're going to talk about Hansi.
Let's talk about
Holy shit. That performance is probably one of the best times I've heard him. I love the Red
I
Mirror
feel
tour.
like that was the best Hansi I've experienced.
Yeah, honest.
And it might be because like it's the last tour of their show. That's the last show of their tour. But he took all the high.
Oh.
He took all the real octaves that were on the album, and
Yeah.
his screams were amazing.
Yeah, thoroughly. I mean, this was probably the most impressive in a while, and it may be my tainted memory, but I think the A Night at the Opera tour back in 2002 was probably my favorite one of his. Yeah, I'm not old.
I wish I was.
I took Stephanie to that. They had Symphony X open for them for their Odyssey tour. Odyssey, A Night at the Opera
That's
combo tour.
ridiculous.
Dude, that's
It
an
was.
amazing tour.
Yeah, and that was the first show I took Stephanie to. So I set the bar way
First
too
show?
high. That was.
There were like 20 people there. I swear to God.
I was more like,
Question.
hold on, I
I
was more
was
like 30.
second
Yeah.
row from the stage. I stood
In the
right
pit.
in front of Marcus.
That's amazing.
I had
you
permanent
get-
hearing damage in my ear because I was standing right next to the.
Oh, and we didn't wear earplugs.
Did you
Because
get?
you guys were children.
Yeah.
at that
Did you
time.
get? And then there was silence.
Not in that tour. We got it.
They didn't play that until later.
No,
because
yeah.
that was considered an impossible to play live song. But then
Yeah,
they're like,
but
"Fuck it."
they did like Precious Jerusalem and all the stuff
right.
that you don't hear normally now.
Yeah. The stuff that was on there. So
They did a shit ton of 9 though.
Soul
That
Forge?
was, I can't really
It's
remember.
2002. How do you
it's fair.
remember?
That's fair. It's been a while.
That's fair. I'm sorry.
You're
I remember
child.
a couple
They were
of it,
children when they saw that.
Yeah.
They had good memories then.
Yeah, enough that I remember a few of the songs. But anyway, Hansi, this was probably, since then, and maybe even better than, probably the best. And I know, Cliff pointed out, this is the last tour date. So if he blows out his vocal cords tonight,
Whatever. He
not
can
a big
have,
deal. Yeah.
He can have half
So-
the time to rest.
Exactly. He's got loads of time to rest, so he can do whatever he wants. He went all in, and boy, did it pay off.
I'd like to mention I was moved to tears.
From Fiddler on the Green. Yeah.
Fiddler was fantastic.
The annoying part is I'm evidently devoid of emotion and basically almost never cry. I did cry last night for the announcement for next year, but
Oh yes,
also
I did cry then too.
Fiddler, yeah, for Conception. But Fiddler on the Green, I felt it. I'm like, oh my god,
I felt it in my eye holes.
It's so emotional.
There are people that say
And-
Fiddler is overrated as a ballad.
Well, they need to
Like,
go
it's not.
fucking die.
And, like,
I don't
fuck
care
those
about them.
Those people are liars. And the weird part is, I'm like, okay, I know that I already knew their encore, so I was waiting for that. So I'm like, if they just do their typical encore, this is what we can expect. So I was looking forward to Blood on My Hands. Nailed it. And honestly, it's another thing. He handled 2 Matt Barlow songs, and I'm just gonna say it. We've heard Stu and Ripper and Barlow do Burning Times, which Cliff loves. He's a big fan of Matt Barlow.
I do like Burning Times. I don't like Matt Barlow. I would change the verb you used. Hansi improved 2 Matt Barlow songs.
Ah, wonderful.
this evening.
Improved.
I agree with that, actually. I'm a big Matt Barlow fan, but that's correct. He improved 2 songs. I Died For You is typically all right. I mean, it's actually a pretty emotional song. I have trouble connecting with it. Hansi helped bridge that gap. Burning Times I love, and this is the best version of Burning Times I've ever heard. So thank you for improving 2 historic songs. Thank you for the amazing performance. Hansi, you're amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing. Great end to the tour.
Ozzy always delivers.
The crowd was going wild.
Absolutely.
It was just great on all parts.
So
Right,
number one, Tommy Karavik, Seventh Wonder.
Woo!
Jesus Christ.
What a beautiful man.
I don't know. That's one of those things where I said, "See you," left me in awe. There was moments where I'm just, I think I lost I lost just where we were in the song, just kind of staring and listening and enjoying the wonderful performance. It's not
Staring at his pecs.
Oh yeah, I guess
Staring
there's
at
that
his,
too.
like, enormous
I'm going to be honest. I know you guys mentioned that. I didn't actually. I guess I was too distracted. Like, holy fuck! Talk about again. There's the biggest part is the parts on the album Great Escape and Mercy Falls. Those that they played are incredibly demanding, and he didn't back down. So it's one of those things where Yanni's so lowly rated not because of his performance. The parts just were not demanding at all. Seventh Wonder is not.
It's difficult.
It's hard to sing,
part for
except for a couple. I mean, honestly, stuff like Tiara's song is not necessarily that difficult to sing, but he does. So when you give him just an easier part, he adds his own timiness to it, and that's amazing. His jump from his singing voice up to his head voice, chest voice to head voice. That's what I meant to say. Chest voice to head voice is something I like in Khan, and he does something very similar. And every time it happens, fucking beautiful. And when you hear it live, you're like, it's. I mean, orgasmic. Yeah. I mean, there's several times where I was just astounded, stunned, amazed, left in awe by how he sang. And there was only one song, and I forget the name of it. It's the ballad in the middle that I felt was a little weird, but I think Tears for a Father. But someone pointed out to me that maybe he was fiddling with his ear set during it, so maybe he couldn't hear himself. At least that's what
Tears
I thought.
for a Father is like an audience participation song.
Oh yeah,
I think because everybody just like knows the lyrics already, and they all just wave their phones in the air, and it's just like sparkling twilight.
Surprisingly, I know a bunch of the songs. This whole thing. I don't know that song, so I was a little.
It's the ballad in Mercy Falls.
Yeah, I guess I need to revisit Mercy Falls more often.
Today and I was late.
You leave that to Tommy, please.
On Mama's bed. Okay, that was fucking dreadful. Yeah.
So do not base Mercy Falls off of that. Listen to Tommy do it.
Awful. Like listen to Tommy.
Tommy is still on my top 10. Honestly, I think I need to bump him up. After hearing this ProgPower, I think he needs to go up in the power rankings. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Tommy, you are the most impressive vocalist I've heard. And I mean, I think Joseph Michael is one of the biggest surprises. Tommy was, okay, you're good. Oh shit, you're amazing. So I already knew he was good.
He's like such a consistent and charismatic performer.
And it's not just how he sings.
Yeah.
It's the whole package.
Yeah, the whole package.
Okay,
like the biceps and all.
No, not that.
The biceps and all.
Yes.
And the fact that he was able to step so elegantly onto those IKEA furnitures.
Yes.
And his absolute command of the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's so charismatic.
Again, very happy he left his magical invisible volume knob.
Cliff's favorite apparently.
Yeah. He
left his Camelot volume knob.
I think he left that with Thomas Youngblood. So when he went to tour,
it's his Camelot volume knob. He'll take that along on his Camelot tour.
He doesn't want to lose it.
Yeah, you don't want to lose it. He's given it for safekeeping with Camelot.
Yeah, so
look out for his upcoming North America Camelot.
Tommy,
tour.
I will be seeing you later this month. So if you pull that out later, I'll still forgive you because you're amazing. So anyway, that's my list.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what a lovely list of most of the clean vocalists of this week.
Yeah, I'm sad I missed Caligula's Horse. I'll check you out on
Caligula's Horse is fucking phenomenal.
You're gonna love them.
Yeah.
I believe you. I've heard 2 songs now. I'm gonna listen to more.
Yeah. So let's just go around and say what was your favorite set of the week? Just
of the week
quick.
or the day?
Of the whole week. It's the end of the festival. It's the last night.
Let's do both.
Have to go home afterwards.
Let's do both.
Okay.
Day and week.
Okay, day, Caligula's horse, like absolutely no fucking doubt. The whole festival, I don't know. I really loved Galnerius, but I also I'm obsessed with Caligula's horse. Okay, Joey.
Wow, put me on the spot. All right,
Yeah.
probably Demons and Wizard.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of Live Valhalla's.
Live Valhalla.
Overall, like for me, because this is me coming in not as a power metal,
Yeah.
like casual listener, I would say
you
Paladin.
are a power metal fan.
I would say Paladin, just
Paladin's
because,
great.
yeah, they really surprised me. I did not expect.
I think it's a worthy choice to be Paladin.
All right.
All right, Demons and Wizards, Paladin. Okay, Stephanie's turn.
It's hard to decide between Seventh Wonder and Demons and Wizards for me. Because both of them are so great.
And they were. That they were. Okay, Brett's turn.
Well, for today, it's absolutely Demons and Wizards. And I think that's a pretty obvious why. And for the festival, I'm actually going to say Galnerius. And it might be because of the...
Exclusivity?
Exclusivity, but yeah, Galnerius.
For the day, mine would be Demons and Wizards. I only saw 2 bands, though. Threshold was also very good. For the festival, I would say Seventh Wonder. I was very happy with Galnerius' set, but Seventh Wonder went above my expectations.
Okay, Andrew's turn.
I'm gonna agree with Stella. Today, my favorite was Caligula's horse,
Seahorse.
and for the whole fest, it was far and above Galnerius.
Galnerius. All right. Yay. So this is the end of Raw Power 2019. Raw. And we hope to be back at some point.
Next ProgPower may or may not be in April.
Right, next ProgPower,
Canada.
No promises.
No
but
promises.
We hope to see you then. And for our wonderful, amazing listeners and Patrinos, we hope to see you on our next episode of Powerful, a Power Metal podcast. This is Stella and friends.
Circa mid-November.
Circa mid-November.
Or October.
Or at some point whenever we have time and sleep and effort. All right, see you then. Stay powerful.
Stay powerful.
Stay powerful.